Cool TV and the Cool Hit Sports Network now present East Carter High School Soccer. Tonight's game is brought to you by Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, A&A Porta Potties, River Cities Builders, All American Graphics, and Papa John's of Grayson and Flatwoods. Now let's go to the pitch for all the excitement of East Carter Soccer on Cool TV.
And good evening as we welcome you in tonight's broadcast. We're going to go ahead and jump into a break for the national anthem. We'll meet our starting lineups when we return after this on Cool TV.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
And Flatwood. Now let's go to the pitch
Well,
for
this
all
is
the
beer
excitement.
and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pump and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pump and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River Cities Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
If you need custom screen printing and embroidery work done, then you need to see the professionals at All American Graphics at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson. All American Graphics can do any type of screen printing and does quality embroidery work on shirts, sweatshirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Call 475-3770 for All American Graphics, 1202 North State Highway 7 at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson for custom screen printing and embroidery.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own.
Papa John's in Grayson and Flatwoods.
A doubleheader between East and West Carter. We'll start first with the girls as East Carter comes in with a record of 11-5. They won last time out against Morgan County 9-0. They'll do battle against their cross-county rival of West Carter, 8-5-1, as the Comets have won 3 straight. A 10-0 win over Greenup, a 2-0 win over Mason County and Spring Valley on this very special night here in Grayson. Kick for a Cure, as every year the two teams come together. They select a recipient from the local community, and all proceeds tonight from the event, from the gate and the concessions, will go to that recipient. That recipient this year is someone that is well known throughout the county, but very much here on the east side, but Ron Arnett, who is battling prostate cancer, and we'll talk with Tyler Walker, who is his grandson, in the second game, but they'll have a special ceremony tonight in between games. We'll talk with Quinn Huddle here in the second half of this game, but both teams wearing the black warm-up shirts tonight that's got the Kick for the Cure logo on it, and a very special evening for some soccer here as we get you ready for East and West Carter. One thing about it, the jerseys the Raiders will be wearing tonight, you're not going to have any trouble seeing them. they've gone to they've jumped into the October jersey a little early. They've got the pink out, and I certainly like it. But these two teams met back in the early part of the season, August 15th to be exact, and it was a 5-0 win for the Raiders. So ready to get things underway here in just a few moments here on a beautiful night for soccer. A little breezy. That's the only thing we're going to deal with tonight. This is an issue to where when we're kicking from the scoreboard in toward the river, you could put a ball from the 18 and kick it all the way to the other 18 if you get it up in the air. The other side of it, you're kicking back into the wind. You got to be careful. You get the ball up in the wind, it'll go behind you. You'll probably see a lot of rollouts from the opposite goal, the goal to my left. And but the goal from the right, you're going to see some booming balls that will be able to get up in the air. So we'll have boys action coming up at the conclusion of this game. That should start around 8 o'clock or so is the scheduled start time. But a little breezy, but a beautiful night here in Grayson for this Kick for a Cure is the title event. And again, I know Ron Arnett. I went to school with his daughters. Ron has been so instrumental in so many things across Carter County. The coach there for the women's team on the KCU, so many national titles that he brought home, but through 4-H and FFA and just everything with kids in the community, he was always one to give back. And it's certainly great to see that Ron can be the recipient of something tonight of, paying it forward. Because that's what he did. He paid it forward. So we certainly wish our best thoughts and prayers to Ron as he goes through his battle, and we'll talk with Tyler in the boys game and get a little bit more in depth of everything that as many call him Coach Arnett. So we see two officials on the far sideline, and we've still yet to break huddle. So I'm concerned if we are waiting for another official, which is always a possibility this time of year. While we're waiting to get underway, big thanks to our sponsors tonight of A&A Porta Potties, River Cities Builders, Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, All-American Graphics, and Papa John's Pizza. We'll keep you up to date with all the scoring and time as best we can. Here's the issue. We've got a scoreboard malfunction here at the field, so we do not have a live scoreboard to work off of. So the time, I should say, is kept on the field from the officials. So as long as we can keep up with everything they've got going, we'll keep it as close as possible. Last time we did it, MJ, I thought, 20 seconds? We were within a 20-second window, so I can put up with that. Looking at the schedules for both of these teams, we're not too far away from district tournament play. That takes off next Monday, as it will be East against Greenup County. The 62nd district tournament is at Morgan County. That game will play on Monday night at 6 p.m. West Carter will play Morgan County at 8. The boys, it'll be Greenup and West Carter will play, and then the winner of that will play East Carter in the championship game on the 5th. The boys will play their single game on Tuesday the 4th, and then the girls and boys championship game at Morgan County on at 6 and 8 o'clock that night for the right to move on to the 16th region tournament. 16th region soccer this year is at Greenup County. So one more week of regular season play to go. East Carter with one more game later this week. They'll travel to Frederick Douglass down in Lexington. That's on Wednesday night. And then they'll start their sights toward district tournament play. For West Carter, they've got Fleming County on the road tomorrow night, and then Morgan County on Thursday. And then, of course, get ready for that district tournament matchup coming up next week. Well, we have no indications that we're moving toward the field, so let's go ahead and take a break. We'll get you ready for girls soccer action when we return after this on Cool TV.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
If you need custom screen printing and embroidery work done, then you need to see the professionals at All American Graphics at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson. All American Graphics can do any type of screen printing and does quality embroidery work on shirts, sweatshirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Call 475-3770 for All American Graphics, 1202 North State Highway 7 at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson for custom screen printing and embroidery.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own.
Papa John's in Grayson and Flatwoods.
East Carter will be in the pink jerseys tonight. There's no missing those numbers. I like it. I was giving the boys a hard time. The last game they played here on senior night last week, they were red jerseys with numerals that were in navy blue, and they were almost impossible to see. But the girls tonight in the pink tops and the blue numerals on the back, the white numerals on the front. West Carter in the white tops and the maroon bottoms. So we're not going to look at a kid standing on the sideline all night trying to stay in the screen. Sorry, gentlemen. So let's see who won the toss. East Carter will work it from right to left as I view it here at Bill Tickner Memorial Field here on Kick for a Cure night. And a matchup with the Raiders and the Comets. So West Carter will kick first as Kira Reynolds has it at the midfield stripe. And our signal to play, and off we go. Out toward midfield. East Carter trying to fight for possession. As they've got it back out front, that's now to Ellie Thomas. Thomas taking it across the center. She finds the feet, and a big booming shot there from the left foot of Emerson Elliott, but it stays off the keeper's gloves, and it'll stay with the Raiders. Here's a kick that's knocked down by Lindsey Bush on the near sideline. They'll bring it out here to the edge. Thomas had it for a moment. Now hustling back for it is Elliott. Elliott, a little touch off to the right side to Thomas. Thomas settles and then brings it back to the near side. Ashlyn Elliott with the ball, lost it for a moment. Try to hustle it back down. East Carter staying down in the 18 for the Comets. Right now, West Carter just trying to play keep away. It'll be Raider throwing on the far sideline as Olivia Caesar will toss it in. She'll drop it deep off to Gracie Davis. Davis looking for the feed of Elliott. Elliott drops it off on a nice run, trying to get a through ball as she had Essie Kaiser streaking on the left corner, but she couldn't find it. Now West Carter with a run out as they'll push it up ahead to Kiera Reynolds. Bush trying to sprint back. Reynolds has got a one-on-one with the goalie, but she can't maintain position and possession of the ball as Addison Tiller will kick it out of bounds, and it'll be a Comets throw-in on the near sideline. Great job there by the Raiders defense to get back. Brooklyn Stokes to throw it in. She'll take it down into the corner, and West Carter cannot possess it. As East Carter's got it back at their feet, they'll drop it off to Essie Kaiser near sideline, but Kaiser can't run it down. It goes out of bounds, and back to the Comets it goes. They'll drop it off to Reynolds. Reynolds pokes it through. That's off to Middleton, but Middleton hits a slow roller toward the goalie. As the Raiders goalie tonight, Braylee Boggs, scoops it up. She'll roll it off to Caesar on the far sideline. Caesar plays it up to the midfield stripe. Davis fighting for it. She takes it away. She'll poke it off to the right side now. Nice move there by Elliott. She's got Thomas off to her right, Kaiser to her left. Nice move there. She's got a 3-on-1. Keeping it herself, navigating her through. She'll take it off to the right side. She's got to look at the goal and fires a dart at the goalie. And it'll be a corner kick for the Raiders. As a heck of a stop there by West Carter's goalie of Sydney Cecil. So a Raiders corner. As Elliott will put it toward the goal and kicks it into the side of the net, and a goal kick for the Comets. And a sub coming on for West Carter as Destiny Davis will check in, replacing Autumn Middleton. Very breezy night here in Grayson. There's a ball rolled up to Bush. Bush trying to take it off to Essie Kaiser. And Kaiser's going to steal it away. A nice reversal there off to Ashlyn Elliott. Elliott rolls it off to Thomas. Thomas puts it on the right foot. She'll touch it down to the right corner. Hustling after it there is Ashlyn Elliott. And they can't get it. It's back up to West Carter on a throw-in on the far sideline. So East Carter's going to play Ashlyn Elliott, Emerson Elliott, Ellie Thomas, and Essie Kaiser up front. Here's a ball that gets through. Kaiser's on the back post. She was a little late getting there. Now she's fighting the goalie for position, and it goes out of bounds off of East Carter, so it's a Comets goal kick as they'll kick into the face of this wind here in the first 40. Very stiff, breezy conditions tonight. This one's a low driving kick. Now it's sent up to the near sideline. West Carter possesses it for a moment. East Carter steals it right back, but then the back line of the Comets sends it back up near the midfield stripe. Madeline Moore applying the pressure on Reynolds. It's booted out of bounds. It's a West Carter throw-in. Into the foot of Hollingsworth it goes. Hollingsworth centers it up, but then has it poked away by Tiller. Caesar giving a chase on the far sideline. They'll drop it off to her. She'll poke it up toward Emerson Elliott. Elliott with a run out. She's got Thomas ahead of her, and she'll send her through on a through ball. Thomas got a run. Into the box she goes. A nice look at the goal, and she'll poke it into the back of the net and give East Carter a 1-0 lead. So 1-0. Ellie Thomas. 34-13 to go in the first half, but a beautiful ball through. And Thomas does what she does so well. So we'll see if East Carter stays on the attack now, leading 1-0. They've got it right back down the middle. Here's Davis, who steps two. She'll drop it off now. Here's to the near side is Emerson Elliott. Elliott goes with the left foot, and a nice job there by Sydney Cecil to knock that one down as it nearly snuck its way in on the left post. Emerson Elliott off to Ashlyn Elliott. Try to poke it back through to Emerson. It's swiped away. Now Caesar. She'll cross fields and bring it off to Essie Kaiser. It trickles off of a West Carter player, and they'll kick it off into the corner. Now Kaiser's going to run it down. She's got to drop to Bush if she wants it. She looks it back to Madeline Moore. Moore racing two, brings it off to Gracie Davis. Davis just outside the 18, a nice touch off to Thomas. Thomas turns and has it swiped away by Millie Henderson. Tiller, a nice job there to take it away. Now Caesar wants to work from the far side to the near. Here's Moore, pokes it through, but Henderson's going to step up and kick it up toward midfield. Tiller on the back line. Sends it back up. Here comes Essie Kaiser. Kaiser, nice little touch through to Thomas. Thomas puts it on the foot. Steps through the defense. She's got it off to Emerson Elliott. Elliott with a look at the goal, and she'll send it through. It's off the mark, but it rattles around in the 18. Here's a chip shot. Here's a left shot, and it fires in off the deflection as Emerson Elliott pokes it through and makes it 2-0 East Carter. So a nice little touch there on the ball that settled down in the 18. East Carter on the attack early. Here's Reynolds trying to get a through ball, but Bush turns and spins it away as her and Destiny Davis go to work. Now Reynolds on the near side. Reynolds trying to chip it ahead, and Boggs will step up and swipe it out for the turf on the beautiful Bermuda playing surface here. High up into the sky, a big bounce out near midfield. Ashlyn Elliott on the far sideline, trying to center it back up and looking for a run out to Thomas, and she's got it out to her for a moment. Thomas tries to get it on her foot, and she sticks it in the back of the net. 3-0 East Carter. So give Elliott, Ashlyn Elliott that is, the assist. Thomas with the goal and a 3-0 East Carter lead. Ashlyn Elliott fighting for the ball at midfield. And then our first whistle, and Elliott and Kiera Reynolds getting tangled up in little extracurriculars. We play through with the card staying in the pocket for the moment. So free kick for the Comets. Ashlyn Elliott steps two. Gracie Davis settles it back out to her. She'll play it off to the right side to Emerson Elliott. She's got Thomas streaking ahead on the front. They'll bring it near side to Essie Kaiser. Kaiser tries to drop it back to Moore, but she's a little bit too stiff. But there's Addison Tiller. Excuse me. Not Tiller. Here's a roll up to Davis. Davis off the left side to Thomas. Thomas settles it with those pink cleats that matches her jersey. A nice little dribble through as she drops it off to Ashlyn Elliott. Elliott off the right side. They bring it back post for Thomas, who was coming off the back edge, but they can't make the connection, and it'll be a goal kick for West Carter. Now they're going to call this a corner kick for East Carter. My mistake. So here's a ball that just falls right in front of the goal and nearly poked through for another Raiders kick. Ball just clanging around in the 18, and then it gets inside the 6 and gets juggled all over the place. Now East Carter's really got the defensive line pushed up as Lindsey Bush is all the way up on the line. They're looking for Thomas. Thomas gets pushed from behind. We play through. She battles Henderson. She's got to drop if she wants it. She settles it down. She'll take it off to Caesar, far sideline. Roll back to Davis. Davis looks it off now to Ashlyn Elliott, who steps through. A little chip shot toward the goal as Madeline Moore tried to go with the run, but no one was there. West Carter trying to get a run out. Had a ball there, but a nice job there by Lindsey Bush to turn it away. Reynolds had it for a second. Moore swipes it away, and now it's poked out of bounds. It's a West Carter throw-in. Davis steps in front, brings it off to Essie Kaiser right in front of our broadcast position. Kaiser, a nice little move with the left foot. Out now to Emerson Elliott. Elliott taking across the midfield stripe. There's Caesar, who settles. Back out to Elliott. Thomas is in the middle. If she wants to go to her, she'll poke it through to Kaiser on the back side. Kaiser drops it in to Thomas. Thomas with the left foot. Can't get a good swipe on it. Trying to save it is Kaiser, but she can't come up with it. And it'll be a goal kick for the Comets. 3-0 our score, as we're just inside of 28 minutes to go here in the opening half. Stokes lost it for a moment. East Carter right back into the possession with it. Henderson booms it over top of the defense. Backpedaling is Tiller. Caesar sends it ahead, but a little bit too stiff. Now Thomas regains possession off to Emerson Elliott, dropping it off to Ashlyn Elliott in the right corner. She dribbles around the defender. Lost the handle on it for a moment. It trickles out of bounds, and it's a corner kick for the Raiders. And a pair of subs for East Carter, one for West Carter. Carly Bond and Kennedy Bowling on for the Raiders. And in for West Carter is Cameron Ward. Clouds covering up that sunlight, and boy, it has gotten chilly in a hurry. It's actually going to call it a throw now for the Raiders, as it said it actually kicked off the antenna and stayed on the sideline instead of going out of the end line. So only a throw instead of a corner. Davis takes the throw in from Elliott, drops it back off to her. She'll try to put it in the air with a crosser. Off the back post, a ball just rattling along in the 6, and a ball going toward the net as Moore's shot is picked from the right off the top bar by Sydney Cecil. Comets keep going up high to bring that one back down. Davis steals it away at midfield. West Carter tries to play it ahead, but Tiller's right there to knock it away. Davis rolling it off to the far sideline as Kennedy Bowling will try to track it down. West Carter pounds it out of bounds, and before we get a throw in, another sub for the Lady Raiders as Haley Davis will check in. She'll replace Emerson Elliott. Davis settles at her feet. She'll bring it off near side to Moore, but West Carter steps two, but there's Lindsey Bush on the back line. She'll bring it near side, off to Boyd. Boyd got the drop if she wants it. She's got one on, but there's nothing there. Moore sweeps it from the right to the left. Bush trying to push it across the middle, does so to Davis. Davis with a nice touch. East Carter trying to get a roll off on the far sideline, but it's kicked to the far side, and East Carter will have a throw in. As Ashlyn Elliott will do the honors. Kennedy Bowling with the ball. Another knock out of bounds, another throw in for the Raiders. Inside of 25 minutes to play here in the opening half, 3-0. Pair of goals from Ellie Thomas, one from Emerson Elliott. And they came in a flurry within 3 minutes of each other. Ashlyn Elliott to Davis. Now off to Haley Davis. So we got Haley Davis and Gracie Davis both out there. And now subs for both East and West Carter. As back in for East Carter's Ruby Johnson. And for West Carter, Autumn Middleton returns. Raiders throw in on the far side. And this one's knocked out of bounds by West Carter. It'll be a corner kick for the Lady Raiders. Ashlyn Elliott will try to get it up in the air and give her team a chance to add to this 3-0 lead. Low curling kick. It rattles around inside the 6. And West Carter will just kick it out of bounds, and it'll be another Raiders corner. Another low hooking kick. West Carter controls this one as they'll send it up the far sideline. Tiller fighting for position in front of the benches. Brings it off to Caesar. Caesar dribbling through the defense. Stepping through. She's got one person to beat. She lost it for a second as Taylor Knipp and Holly Brown will boot it out of bounds. East Carter intercepts it on the far sideline now. As it'll be a Comets throw-in as it goes off of Ashlyn Elliott. Here comes another sub in for West Carter. Olivia Wagner in. Gracie Davis applying some pressure. Henderson stepping two. Ball intercepted for a moment. The Comets have got it. Reynolds has it coming near sideline. She's looking up ahead. Middleton is off to the right if she needs her. She keeps it on her feet as she goes up the near sideline. Heavy pressure there by Lindsey Davis as she slows her down. She'll swipe it through. Moore tries to kick it out of her feet, but it rattles across the front of the 18. Now Caesar in possession of the ball. She'll slow it down. Nice little touch up the far sideline to Ashlyn Elliott. Elliott looking at a double team. She'll reverse it. Looking for Gracie Davis, but can't find her feet, but she intercepts it right back and takes it herself. Down to Caesar now, the far side. Caesar chip shot into Davis. Now it's onto the feet of Bowling. But she drops it back out to Gracie Davis. And then Reynolds swipes it away. She's got two on. Bush takes it away, but then she'll just boom it ahead. But a little bit too much there as there's nobody home. And the goalkeeper for the Lady Raiders of Braley Boggs brings it back up on a big boot out to midfield with a big hop over top of Haley Davis's head. West Carter trying to settle it down, but they're going the wrong direction with it. And they'll just turn and kick it to the near sideline, but it's not going to make it out of bounds as Carly Boyd will hustle too. She'll work on Abigail Hensley now. Hensley with the ball coming right at you. Sends it over top of the Raiders' defense. Backpedaling there is Ruby Johnson. Johnson will play it forward. Out to Lindsey Bush. Bush working with Reynolds. A very physical battle back and forth. Now Moore off to Boyd. Boyd a nice settle. Chip shot off to Moore. Moore's got it at her feet. Battling now with Stokes. Out to Reynolds, but Ruby Johnson steps forward, but she gets it past her for just a moment. There's Olivia Caesar. She'll start it back up the right side for the Lady Raiders. Halfway home here in the first half. Emerson Elliott taking it away into the feet of Moore. Moore loses it near midfield. Stokes swipes it away. Here to Reynolds. Reynolds with Middleton off the right side, and she'll drop it off to her feet. She's going to put it in the air, and it's well wide right. And it's a Raider goal kick. 3 subs on the far sideline to come in for East Carter, and here they come. Essie Kaiser back in, Addison Weiler, and one final player, Josie Hall. Coach Walker using everyone tonight. Raiders goal kick off the far side. Big bounce out near midfield. Here's Bowling hustling 2. It's poked out of bounds to Raider corner. Raider throwing, excuse me. Haley Davis will toss it in. Off the head of Essie Kaiser. Now Davis stepping to and swiping it away for a moment. And the Raiders are going to come out with a corner kick on this one. Nice job there by Essie Kaiser to step to and get that one down and give East Carter a chance at another corner. A break in the action. A big thanks to all of our sponsors: Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, River Cities Builders, A&A Porta Potties, All-American Graphics, and Papa John's Pizza. Kick for a cure night here in Grayson, as all proceeds tonight's game going from the gate and the concession stands going to the wonderful and very well-deserving Ron Arnett, who has been battling prostate cancer since 2017. Having to travel to Houston for treatment. And we'll talk with Tyler Walker, his grandson, in the boys game. We'll talk with Quinn Huddle in the second half of this game and discuss why this event every year and why they continue to, how they put it together and the recipients and how special of an event it is to be a part of. Down in the near side corner, Gracie Davis drops it off there to Boyd. Boyd steps through the defensive pressure, a slow roller to the back corner, but a big boom there by the back line of the Comets defense, and it's a Raider throw-in. Sun poking back out through the... it's amazing how much difference it feels when that sun gets through. West Carter with a steal on the near sideline. We'll start it forward, but Ruby Johnson had it for a second, can't settle it, and it falls back into Autumn Middleton's feet. Reynolds near side now, and then Gracie Davis just steps in and swipes it right ahead off of her. Carly Boyd goes from the right to the left, keeping it at her feet. Trying to touch it ahead to Bowling, but nobody's home. There's Tiller, back line. For a moment there, Kelly Hollingsworth had it. But East Carter takes it away as Addison Weiler sends it ahead. Here's Bowling. Nice move as she dribbles through a triple team, gets pounded on the back side of it. Ball rolling to the far sideline, and it's an East Carter throw-in. Here comes Thomas and Emerson Elliott back on for the Raiders. $3-0. All of those coming in a span of less than 3 minutes. Ellie Thomas dropped in the first one. Emerson Elliott finished the next one, and then Thomas from Elliott, Ashlyn Elliott, on the assist. got it in for the third goal. And that's where we have fallen to from there. We got a great angle of the back of the official's head. Caesar tries to take it up the far side goal and has it taken away. Now Ashlyn Elliott steps to. She's got it on her left foot, and that's not the place you want her to have the ball if you're the opposition. Now Gracie Davis rolls it down into the corner to Carly Boyd. Boyd, a little touch. She'll drop it back out to Davis. Davis a chip through. There's Ellie Thomas for a second. Had her there on the bow. Now Thomas swipes it away, and what a great save there in the goal by Sydney Cecil, as that was almost a direct shot. There's a ball high up in the sky coming to our near side. Davis and Hollingsworth battling for position. Or excuse me, Middleton. That's Hollingsworth there. Here's Tiller. Starts it up that right side to Caesar. West Carter's got 3 offensive players up. They finally get it out to Reynolds, who tries to get a run out, but East Carter hustles back and turns it back upfield. For the moment, West Carter had it, but now the cross ball goes right in the feet of Emerson Elliott, and she'll start the attack for the Lady Raiders. She comes ahead off the left side. She'll touch it off to Boyd. Boyd settles it at her feet. Looks at a defensive player who takes it away for the moment, and then she swipes it back across her on the left post. And somehow it crosses the face of the goal and doesn't find its way home. Ellie Thomas working on Amelia Henderson now. Thomas touches it off to Elliott. Elliott going with the left foot and a one-hopper off the turf as Sydney Cecil picks it for another keep. And we stay at a 3-0 game. Gracie Davis plays it off her chest on the big hop from the kick from the goalie. Here's a touch off to Elliott. Elliott off to the left side now. Looking off to Boyd, and they're going to get Boyd off sides. We got a sub for West Carter on the far sideline. Let's see if we get her in or not. Approaching 10 minutes to go in the opening half. 3-0 East Carter. Thomas battling with Henderson. A little touch out to Middleton, but East Carter steps in and swipes it away. Gracie Davis, who's been huge in this game so far, she's been all over the field. Trying to hustle to this one, and it gets out of bounds, and it's a Raider throw. So she'll toss it into Boyd. Here's a touch to the feet of Ellie Thomas. Addison Weiler crossing it to the far side, and inadvertent handball as it'll be a free kick for the Raiders. Peyton Sparks into the ball game now for East Carter. So Tiller will do the free kick, and now she wants the 10 yards stepped off, please, as West Carter builds its wall. And going to have to back up a little bit. She's got enough leg plus wind if she gets it up in the stream to put this one toward the goal. She got under it just a little bit. It'll roll through. It's kicked out of bounds on the back line, so it's a corner for the Raiders. 2 subs coming in. Ashlyn Elliott and Lindsey Bush. Gracie Davis and Carly Boyd will step off. Kick for your Cure Night here in Grayson. Big booming kick coming toward the goal. It goes off the foot of Thomas. She can't deflect it the direction she needs it to. And for the moment, it's rattling around on that far sideline. Caesar battling for position. She settles it, turns it back down into the corner on the right side. And it's a West Carter throw-in. Final week of the regular season. Both of these teams will head up to Morgan County next week to start district play in the 62nd. 16th region tournament over at Greenup County this year. Madeline Moore back on for East Carter. Throw in, that's poked out of bounds. Right back to East it comes. A wonderful angle, the back of the head of our official. And of course, the action staying on that far corner. Here's Elliott. Touches it through to Ashland. Now she's back to Emerson. Here's a ball rolling in front of the goal, and coming out quickly is Cecil. And she'll swipe it up. And a boot toward midfield. It goes off of Millie Henderson's shoulder. Ruby Johnson pokes it back forward, but Lady Comets settle it down, bring it near sideline under the feet of J.C. Cooley. East Carter, another interception. They poke it off to the near side. Elliott with a big booming kick. It's off the crossbar. It hit the fingertips of Cecil. And on the crossbar, it'll be a East Carter corner kick on the near sideline. Nice job there, though, by Sydney Cecil to climb the ladder. So Ashlyn Elliott with the corner kick for the Raiders. High kick there. West Carter winning possession off to Reynolds. Reynolds working on Lindsey Bush. Moore takes it away from her. And then she'll touch it off to the near sideline here. We'll knock it down in front of our broadcast position, and J.C. Cooley will throw it in. Better than taking it off of the television screen like we did the first night we were here. Here's Elliott. She's got Thomas streaking down the center. They're going to trade positions. Now they'll poke it off the Thomas left side. Thomas touching. Crosses left. See if she'll go with a little chip to try to get it up in the air, but she hasn't taken her way. As a nice hustle play there by Brooklyn Wilburn to swipe it away, but East Carter right back in possession. Here's Moore above the 18. Fires it in the box. It's kicked over to the far side, excuse me. And East Carter will have a throw in. Approximately 7.5 minutes to go here in the half. Essie Kaiser with the ball. Lost the ball, lost the position of it for a moment. She had it at her feet and she spun the wrong way. Moore steps in front of the pass out to Essie Kaiser. Elliott looking to the far side, and there's one home. So it's a Comets throw. We need a platform on this side. Big throw over top. Emerson Elliott out to Ellie Thomas. Loses it for a moment, but there's Emerson Elliott back in possession of the ball. She'll roll it off to Bush. Bush near sideline. Gives it up, gets it right back. Crosses it into the middle. That's to the feet of Essie Kaiser. Here's Elliott. Off to Ashlyn Elliott. She tried to go down on the baseline. And a whistle and a foul. So we'll get East Carter on the foul from behind. And it's a throw, or no, they're going to throw it, say it's a free kick after the whistle and the foul against East Carter. So Lindsey Bush steps to, plays it off of her forehead. Reynolds trying to work it around her. Bush has it for a moment. They battle through. She'll turn and try to send it toward midfield, and Cooley gets in the way, and it goes right to Essie Kaiser. That's a position of being in the right spot at the wrong time. Here's Bush. Out to Ashlyn Elliott from the left side. She'll roll it down to Thomas. Thomas crossing it. But Millie Henderson takes it away, but nobody steps to for West Carter. Bush back in possession. Emerson Elliott now. Into the box she goes. Moore plays it off the header. Henderson sends it forward. Once again, East Carter's defense playing up everybody but one play. Now they've got an entire team on their half of the field. Here's a roller out to Elliott. Elliott puts it in the air on the back post and puts it in with the lift. As Ashlyn Elliott makes it 4-0 with a little chip. .455 to go here in the opening half of action. So our first goal since back at the 8-minute mark. That was with just over 31 minutes to go in the first half. But 4 goals in for the Lady Raiders, and they're back at it here. Here's Elliott once again. Ashlyn Elliott looking for Emerson. She'll roll it through on the left side, but can't make the hookup. Moore. A little touch. Autumn Middleton now looking ahead, but Tiller's right there to take it away. And now we've got a stop, and we're going to get a card on a player from West Carter, I believe. Our officials are converging on the far side. I'm not certain of what the situation is. Do we have a drone overhead or something? No, we got a yellow card. We had to verify the player. I guess they were going to issue the yellow card to. Usually when you start seeing the officials come together like that, they're looking up. There's like, is there something overhead? And it was odd because they were like pulling the players toward that far sideline. But and a yellow card has been issued against West Carter with just over 4 minutes to go here in the half. And again, the time on the screen is approximate with a score official time being kept on the field. And we do not have a clock here in use at the field. A little sunlight popping through, lighting up the Bermuda grass here from the skies. Mixture of sun and clouds and strips of more shade than sunlight covering the surface. Let's see if we get a drop in right here, and I believe that's what we'll do. Now we'll get a free kick, yep, for East Carter, and we're back underway. Tiller with a big boom there. Moore settles it for a second. Millie Henderson comes in, shoves her off. East Carter stays with possession, so they play on. A lot of people will say, why was there no whistle there? Well, when you've got the ball and you keep the possession, a lot of times they let that play through. If it gains an advantage, then they'll blow the whistle. But other than that, you just stay with the ball, you keep the possession, you keep on going. So Elliott to fire it in on the throw-in. Drops it at the feet of Bush. Bush settles it, trying to get it into the middle. Here's Elliott. She'll drop it off to Bush once again. Inadvertent handball there. No whistle. Reynolds plays on as Moore and her battle for position. A very physical battle on the near sideline. West Carter throw in. Cooley drops it off to Reynolds. Now West Carter's got it up to the midfield stripe. Hollingsworth had it for a second, but there's nothing there. I think West Carter just got away with another handball, but the official let it play through. Now West Carter with a run out on the far sideline. Caesar blocking it off. And it's a West Carter throw-in. Destiny Davis to do the throw-in for the Comets. It's been quite some time since they've been down here on this end of the field. Ruby Johnson battling for position. Ball rolling around inside the 6. And Johnson trying to take it upfield, but Reynolds runs it down for the moment on the near sideline. Here's Johnson. Outside near side to Elliott. Elliott will switch fields, but it doesn't make it there as it's intercepted by the Comets. They'll push their defense up as we've got 2 minutes to go in the first half. It's been all Lady Raiders here in the early going. Now Thomas, she's in a hurry up the right side. Looks at a double team, tries to kick it ahead. She'll turn and poke it toward the back post, but it rolls out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Comets. Back in for West Carter, Addison Weiler. Weiler steps in front of that one. Now fighting for position. West Carter turns it upfield. Hollingsworth finds Reynolds. Reynolds trying to play it through, but there's nobody there but Caesar. Nice step through, though, by West Carter. They've got it off on the far sideline. They'll get it up in the air and get a player off sides for West Carter. So inside of a minute to go here in the opening half. 4-0 East. Big punt. West drops it for a second after the interception. Caesar stepping to. Now Tiller playing defense on the back line. And a slow roller to the far corner. Braley Boggs picks it up off the grass. Final seconds of half number 1 here. Big punt. Thomas plays it off of her feet. Emerson Elliott runs it through to Ashlyn Elliott, and that's the end of the first half. 2 seconds off. I'll take it. Half number 1 in the book. East Carter leads West Carter by a score of 4-0. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll look at our scoring and get you ready for the second half here on the 2022 Kick for a Cure on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
If you need custom screen printing and embroidery work done, then you need to see the professionals at All American Graphics at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson. All American Graphics can do any type of screen printing and does quality embroidery work on shirts, sweatshirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Call 475-3770 for All American Graphics, 1202 North State Highway 7 at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson for custom screen printing and embroidery.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own.
Papa John's in Grayson and Flatwoods.
Four nothing at the half. East Carter in front of West Carter here in this 2022 Kick for a Cure. James Carter, happy to have you along with us here on a beautiful night in Grayson. A little breezy at times. Wind has seemingly started to settle down as the sun just about gone from over top of the apartment buildings here to our right. But scoring in a flurry by the Raiders. Ellie Thomas punched one in the 6th minute. That was 1-0. 2 minutes later, Emerson Elliott finishes with the left foot. That made it 2-0. 1 minute later, actually less than 1 minute later to be exact, Ellie Thomas finishes off an assist from Ashlyn Elliott. That made it 3-0. We stayed at that mark for quite some time until the 36th minute. Ashlyn Elliott works with a left-handed chip shot. In the 36th minute, 4-0 our score. So again, the calls for tonight, Kick for a Cure. It's been going on for quite some time, but it's raised thousands of dollars for people of all ages within Carter County community, Eastern Kentucky soccer community. They've donated to former 16th Region soccer players, East Carter staff, and community members in in Carter County. East and West soccer programs have come together for nearly a decade to help raise money for those people affected by cancer. Programs on the field may be rivals, but both committed to helping those in need. This year's recipient will receive all the money collected at tonight during the gate and the concession, and they'll have a small halftime ceremony in which the recipient this year is Ron Arnett. Ron is known throughout the Carter County community for his various leadership roles in the past 50 years, most notably 4-H, KCU's Dean of Students, KCU head women's basketball coach, where he won 13 national championships, and the pastor of Gregerville Christian Church for 49 years. Ron was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2017 and recently began treatment in MD Anderson in Houston, Texas. And a very special cure tonight, Kick for a Cure, because of the connection. Ron is the grandfather of girls coach Tyler Walker and also of one of the boys players, Ben Porter. So we certainly send our best wishes, thoughts, and prayers to Ron Arnett. I graduated with one of his daughters, and I've known Ron since I was a youngster. And nothing but great things to say about that man and everything that he has done for Carter County and more importantly around the East Carter community where I graduated from. And again, he's been so giving to the community. It's great to see someone in need such as him to be able to give back to him. So we'll talk with Tyler Walker in the portion of the boys game. We'll talk with Quinn Huddle here in the second half. We'll get some thoughts from him and a little bit of connection behind this event on the boys' side of things. As again, we'll have the boys actually coming up approximately 8 o'clock tonight is when we'll get that one underway. But we got a little late start here. We had an official that was fashionably late. Don't know how, but no, trust me, in Grayson traffic right now, anything is possible. And if they come off the interstate and didn't take the back road, they had to come through all that traffic where the construction is. If you've been in Grayson, you know what I'm talking about. So you got to let them slide a little bit. The traffic is in downtown area is not easy to navigate through. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half of action. Raiders at the half leading the Comets 4-0. Our coverage continues after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
If you need custom screen printing and embroidery work done, then you need to see the professionals at All American Graphics at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson. All American Graphics can do any type of screen printing and does quality embroidery work on shirts, sweatshirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Call 475-3770 for All American Graphics, 1202 North State Highway 7 at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson for custom screen printing and embroidery.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own.
Papa John's in Grayson and Flatwoods.
About ready for second half of action here at Bill Tickner Memorial Soccer Field here at East Carter Middle School. Our executive producer tonight, MJ McKay. Our cameraman, Lane Lee. Raiders lead this one 4-0, and we're about to make it interesting. We got 2 balls on the field. I've always said that would make soccer fun. Soccer is a fun game to begin with, don't get me wrong, but, man, you put two balls on the field, man, it would certainly be interesting to see. All right, second half is underway. East Carter working it from left to right as I view it now. They're in the pink and blue jersey night. Ellie Thomas rolling it off to the near side to Ashlyn Elliott. Elliott splits the defense, tapping it down into the corner. That's out to Thomas. Thomas, a little chip shot that finds the legs of Emerson Elliott, and she just misses wide left. They got it on her feet right where they needed it. But a great attack there by the Lady Raiders. They come up empty, and it'll be a goal kick for the Comets. East Carter playing up, trying to add to this 4-0 lead here after the half. Gracie Davis. Ball pinballs around. Moore settles it back to Davis. Caesar wanting it on the near sideline. But Autumn Middleton takes it away for just a moment. Now they get it back out to Caesar. Caesar steps through. Out to Emerson Elliott. Nice little touch there outside the box. A big swing and a miss as it's off the mitts. What a heck of a save there by the goalkeeper of Sydney Cecil. But it'll be a corner kick for the Raiders. And join me now here in the broadcast, East Carter boys coach Quinn Huddle. Coach, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing well. Nice soccer match going on tonight. Raiders leading at 4-0 at halftime. And, again, a flurry of goals in about 3 minutes. And you know all about the game of soccer. Each goal can come so quickly after that first one goes through.
Yeah, it's often a chain effect. Usually when one domino falls, several fall after. And if you can take advantage of your opportunities, usually you'll find more than one.
Here's a great corner kick. Thomas tries to play it off of her head but just misses. And Cecil will swipe it up for another goal save. Let's talk about the event tonight, Coach. The 2022 version of Kick for a Cure, something's been going on for about a decade now between East and West Carter, and it's something to give back to the community. And this game here tonight, the recipient, somebody that's well known, not here just in Grayson, but throughout Carter County, Ron Arnett.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite events we do. We've been able to donate money to former 16th region players, former Raiders, Raider families, and tonight is no different. Coach Ron Arnett is Coach Walker's grandfather, and then Ben Porter, who's on our team, his grandfather as well. So we're really happy to be able to help out where we can, and it's an event that the community comes together and really shows how much we're willing to give.
You look at the crowd here tonight, a very big crowd on hand, and again, every penny tonight that comes through that gate goes through the concession stand, goes to that efforts that goes to Coach Arnett. And bringing the Grayson Olive Hill community together tonight like this right here shows that it's not about red, white, and blue or maroon and white. This is about a bigger cause.
Oh, absolutely. The game is big and everybody wants to compete against their rival, but some things are bigger than the sport. Some things are bigger than a rivalry, and I think our programs, both boys and girls, show that, and it's something I'm proud to be a part of.
Well, you look at the way the game have played here so far, and a chance to showcase it on a field that you guys have turned from almost an old pasture into one of the most plush playing surfaces you'll find in this area. But another name that we throw around in this area that has meant so much to this area too, Bill Tickner and Bill Tickner Memorial Field. He meant so much to this area, especially for the game of soccer as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Without him, who knows where the game would be, especially in the Carter County and Grayson area. So that's why we have a sign and everybody passes by when they walk in, and we're appreciative of his efforts, and we hope each year and each season that we can keep it going and grow the game even more.
For you guys tonight, another kind of a last tune-up before that last week of the regular season before we get into district tournament play here coming up. But what do you like about the pulse of your team, where you are as you come in tonight against the Comets?
Well, you've been able to cover some of our games where we struggled a little bit, but I think we've bounced back and we're playing a lot harder and a lot more organized here lately. We've got some guys out tonight, and it's going to be up to some younger guys to kind of step up and finish chances for us. I think, anytime you have young guys that can get opportunities to play, it's their chance. And sometimes I think it brings new energy into the team. So I'm excited to see how those guys do and how they compete.
When you have an opportunity like that, so close to the postseason, of possibly building more depth, how big is that for the program?
Oh, it's huge. And it's not just about this season. A lot of times I think that's a misinterpretation. When you play these younger guys, and you're wanting to build a program year in, year out for success, you can't play 11 seniors and then look at your underclassmen the next year and say, oh, why don't you have experience? So, getting these guys experience in games like tonight and games tomorrow night and Thursday, it's going to be crucial going into the district tournament and their, next season.
Thomas had an opportunity there on a nice roll through, just couldn't get it settled on her feet. And you talk about the combination up front, Melly Thomas, Ashlyn Elliott, and Emerson Elliott. You put those three together, you'd almost take those anytime on your side, right?
Oh, man, them girls are talented. Both the Elliott sisters and Ellie, I think they're as talented as they come. It's not about boy or girl, just talented soccer players, high IQ, great technical ability. They're really a joy to watch.
As they get another corner kick, trying to slow it down here into the box, they've been looking for Thomas. And again, Coach, you and I, we've been around the game of soccer for quite some time, and it's one of those things. It's scoring is contagious, and it's amazing how that first 2 minutes after a goal, that's where you always want to press. And East Carter, they took advantage of that there after that first goal. 3 goals in 3 minutes.
Yeah, listen, scoring in the game of soccer is so much mental, and it's very difficult to do. I tell people all the time that's not real familiar with the game, scoring in a competitive game in soccer is just as difficult as anything in any sport. So once you score one or once you see your teammates score, it can take off a lot of pressure, and it can kind of give you confidence to do the same.
You look at the way East Carter's playing right now, again, playing with a four-goal lead, but they've got everybody on their side of the offensive box. And when you do that, it forces so much pressure on the other team's defense because of how many people they've got in the box.
Yep. I know Coach Walker believes this, and I firmly believe it as well. The best defense is attacking. If you have the ball, the other team can't score. And, that's the facts. And, the quicker you get the ball back, the less chance they have of scoring. So, Coach Walker does a good job keeping them girls up and keeping them pressing and winning the ball back.
Something that you see so many times, especially with your team as well, but you'll have a player that'll start on the right side and will start to get to the middle of the field. And you'll watch that player that's there, they slide back out. And it's about that correct spacing and location that gives you those avenues for goals.
Oh, yeah, and that's just playing the game over and over, whether it's in practice or games or, watching the game. Finding those lanes and avenues, that's IQ, and that's a feel for the game. And, that's something that I think our guys have gotten a lot better at. And going back to Ashlyn and Emerson and Ellie, they're fantastic at it. They always find the right spot in the game and right spot in defense.
East Carter has to drop back on defense for a moment. Tiller working on Caesar. Caesar now in a very physical battle on the near side here with Middleton. She'll send it up the near sideline. A nice touch there to Thomas. Thomas settles it at her feet. She'll dribble between 3 players, still trying to get the run out. She gets it to the right side. She's got an open net, and she'll put it in for her 3rd goal of the night. The hat trick coming here early in the second half. And it's 5-0 East Carter. Coach, break that one down for me.
That's a good goal there. Good footwork from Ellie. And once again, finding the pockets of space in the defense. And, sometimes that's just players doing that on their own. I think soccer's a game where, players have to pick up on ideas and concepts. And, she's picked up a space in the middle of the defense and found herself time to get opportunities.
How much confidence does it take for a player to have that many players around them, keep the ball at their feet, and find that avenue to poke it through for the goal?
Yeah, just all about being comfortable. If you've done it a lot, in practice, or you've done it a lot in games, and you just build a confidence level. Like even though there's defenders around, you're focused on one thing, and that's scoring goals. And I was very fortunate to coach someone like Ethan Miller, and he had. It was an art to him, no matter who was around or no matter the moment, it was muscle memory, and he knew where to be and he knew how to finish, and that's what it takes to score goals in bunches.
It's amazing watching kids like an Ellie Thomas, like an Ethan Miller that can move so well with the ball at their feet and never touch the ball.
Oh, yeah, no, it's it takes a lot of training and it takes a lot of patience, and they've both been very good at it.
Elliott with a nice move on the near side. Raiders back on the attack. Centering it up, trying to poke it through, brings it off to Emerson Elliott. Now to Caesar. She'll take it down to the corner and try to cross it across the face of the net, but there's nobody there as Cecil will step to and make a nice grab. Well, Coach, I'll let you get ready for your game tonight. We'll talk to you afterwards. Good luck tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Perfect. Thank you.
Quinn Huddle joining us here during the first game this evening. His Raiders will be up here in just a little bit as we'll have the call for game number 2 between East and West Carter in girls action. Well, 5-0 our score as Ellie Thomas puts in her third of the night for the hat trick. So goals for her in the 6th, 9th, and 49th minute of action. And East Carter trying to push their record out to win number 12 tonight. West Carter trying to gain possession, loses it for a moment. Here's Weiler. Turns it ahead. That's Bowling who's checked back in. Nice takeaway there at midfield. Out to Bowling. Bowling centers it off to the right side now, bring it off to out to Elliott. Elliott with a nice step through, taking it down to the right corner of the box. She's going to try to chip it across the face of the net, but right there into the hands of Sydney Cecil, who has made some dandy saves tonight. I'll give her credit where credit is due. Some of the goals that she's given up have just been because it's the positioning of the Raiders being able to get the ball to their scores, but she has made some phenomenal saves tonight. A couple of balls that she's deflected off of her hands. It's gone over the crossbar that if she doesn't touch that, it falls in for goals. But that last goal that she gave up, that was just Ellie Thomas getting her in the position she wanted her so she could finish with her shot and easily took it into the left corner. A little bit breezy still as the sun has fallen, but a beautiful sky over top of Bill Tickner Memorial Soccer Field. So Comets turning it downfield now. Destiny Davis looking for Reynolds. But there's Gracie Davis that takes it away for just a second. Reynolds pokes it out into the center of the box, but the Raiders' defense is there and turns it back upfield. Moore throws on the brakes, turns it off to Elliott. Elliott will cross it off to Emerson Elliott. She'll work it up the left side now. Cecil will come out on the run out looking for Kennedy Bowling there. They could make the hookup, so another big boot. Reynolds tries to settle it near midfield. West Carter playing with a little bit of wind at its back, but nothing like what we saw when the game started. When we had the flags nearly blowing over, it was blowing so hard I had to physically put a rock in this trash can behind me that holds up our tape to hold it down. It blew over 3 times. West Carter tries to play a run out through, but Davis intercepts it on the back line. Now Destiny Davis working against Gracie Davis. Now they've got it back to Reynolds. Reynolds wanted to pull the trigger, and Addison Tiller just stepped in and said enough of that. So they bring it off to Ashlyn Elliott. She'll cross it off into the center as that's Essie Kaiser on the far sideline. Kaiser with a touch. Down now to Emerson Elliott. She tries to cross it, but the back line there of West Carter tried to swat it away. Heck of an effort there by Kennedy Bowling to try to get in there with the loose ball goal, but she was outnumbered 3-1. Now West Carter wants to press. Tiller kicks it away. It's a loose ball near midfield. Millie Henderson steps to. Now Addison Weiler working near sideline. Elliott with some sweet footwork. It's touched out of bounds. It's an East Carter throw in. And we'll get a sub in for the Lady Raiders as Carly Boyd will come on. And she'll replace Essie Kaiser. So Ashlyn Elliott to trigger in. She'll take it off the chest of Weiler. Weiler settles it at her feet, drops it back to Tiller, who booms it up the near sideline into the right corner. Olivia Wagner just touches it out of bounds, and it'll be another Raiders throw. Now the ball rolls all the way across the front of the box. Here's a big swing toward the goal by Emerson Elliott, but it's too high and just a bit wide. It'll be a goal kick for the Comets. 2 subs coming on for East Carter. Entering back into the ball game is Josie Hall. And for West Carter, J.C. Cooley. Elliott tries to snag it away, but West Carter sends it over top of the defense. It rolls out of bounds, and it's a Raider throw-in. Gracie Davis will launch it toward our broadcast position. Gets it at the feet of Elliott. She'll drop it off into the center to Hall. Now Emerson Elliott on the left side. That's Bush who comes up out of that back line, taking it down into the corner to Boyd. Boyd tries to save it and keep it in, but they're going to get her off sides. So another kick for the Comets. Lights on here at the playing field. On a very fall-like evening here in Grayson. Ruby Johnson stepping 2 off the back line now, out to Weiler. Weiler sends it back up to Emerson Elliott. She'll start the attack. Crosses it over on Reynolds. Reynolds stops, tries to take it away from her, and then a whistle and a push-off on Kiara Reynolds for West Carter. East Carter quickly back on the attack. Here's a left-footed shot right at the goalie, who tips it off of her fingertips and then does a pirouette to haul it in. Nice save there by Sydney Cecil. Big punt out near midfield. Lindsey Bush settles it at her feet, drops it to Ruby Johnson, gets it right back. Now Bush touches it to Hall in the center. And a big boom off the back line there by Abigail Hensley. And it's just a slow roller out to Braylee Boggs, who's had a quiet night in the box. Big boom there by her. Weiler plays it off of her chest. Davis near side. Tries to turn it up, and she gets tackled. 15 yards and a first down. As J.C. Cooley just absolutely leveled her. But Davis just pops right back up, says, let's go. She'll fire it up the near sideline. Hall plays it through off to the right side, but a little bit too much, as Ashlyn Elliott couldn't get to it. So it's a throw-in for the Comets, but a couple of subs coming on first. Autumn Middleton back on for West Carter. Haley Davis back in for East Carter. Off goes Cooley and Emerson Elliott. So it's a Comets throw. Olivia Wagner near side with the ball, throws it in. East Carter quickly swipes it away and is back on the attack. Now Carly Boyd rolls it through off to the right side, looking for Ashlyn Elliott. Elliott's got it on her right foot. She'll take it off to the left side, looking for Boyd, but it's intercepted. Now Lindsey Bush hustling backward. Johnson sends it forward for the Raiders. Playing in between the 18s right now. East Carter with one game remaining in the regular season. They'll head down to Frederick Douglass in Lexington on Wednesday. West Carter has Fleming County on the road tomorrow night, and then at home against Morgan County on Thursday. And then they've got Morgan County in the opening round of the 62nd District next Monday night at 8 p.m. up in West Liberty. East Carter plays Greenup County on Monday night at 6 p.m. And then the winners will play on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. for the Girls 62nd District Championship. Boys look like this. East Carter gets the bye in the three-team district. So it'll be West Carter and Greenup vying for the chance to play East Carter in the championship Wednesday night at 8. As Morgan County does not fielding a boys team this year. Now West Carter trying to play through the Raiders defense, but Addison Tiller just runs through and takes it away. And she'll send it ahead. Nice job there stepping in front of the ball was Olivia Wagner. But now Weiler has it off of her right foot, and she'll put it out to the right corner. There's Kennedy Bowling hustling too. The ball's out of bounds, and it should be a Raiders corner. Nope, it's a goal kick instead for the Comets. 3 new players coming on for West Carter. Halfway home here in the second half, 5-0 Raiders. They led it 4-0 at the half. Ellie Thomas with a hat trick. Emerson Elliott and Ashlyn Elliott each with goals. Ashlyn Elliott with an assist of Thomas's second goal. Our crew tonight, MJ McKay is an executive producer. Lane Lee on the cameras. Still not certain yet of whether we will be bringing you district and regional coverage. That is TBD, to be determined. But we will keep you abreast of that. We certainly hope that we can. And again, some technicalities that has to be worked through and everything, but if we can make it happen, we're certainly going to do our best. A very non-busy weekend for the only time this season in football action, as most teams will exercise their bye weeks this week, and that is coinciding with many schools' fall breaks this week. So a little bit of a much-needed breather for the Coed Sports Network crew after what has been a sprint over the first 2 weeks. East Carter with another run out. Here's Boyd. Turns it from the left side, centers it up. She'll roll it off to Bowling. Bowling's got it now onto the foot of Peyton Sparks. Sparks down to the right side. Trying to take it into the corner and roll it across the face of the goal, but it goes out of bounds. And we'll get a corner kick, I believe, for the Raiders. A couple of subs back on for East Carter first. Mia James and Olivia Caesar back on. James's first action for tonight. Man, look at that skylight right there. Little cotton candy hanging out over top of the playing field. Caesar checking back in. She'll do the corner kick duties. See if she can get one high up in the sky. A low line drive that trickles all the way across the 6. A nice move there for a moment by Peyton Sparks, but West Carter clears it, and they've got it all the way back out near midfield. But East Carter's defensive line, who's playing across the midfield stripe, booms it ahead, and East Carter's right back on the attack. Davis trying to play it off the head, went the wrong direction, but the ball settled back at her feet. She'll drive it to the right, play off the physical play, back out to Caesar. Caesar trying to touch through, leaves it off to the near side. Here's James. A touch through. Now off to Peyton Sparks. And as they send it into the box, it's rolled out of bounds, and it's a throw-in for the Lady Raiders. 5-0 our score. 4-0 at the half, and Ellie Thomas with a hat trick, putting it in here in the 49th minute. So we get a sub once again for East Carter. as Isabella Villasenor. Her brother celebrated his senior night, getting back on the field for the first time this season after suffering an ACL injury. That was great to see that young man out here last week when they defeated Spring Valley. Any win on any night is good, but a senior night win's even better. And it was great to see that young man get back out on the playing field. I talked with Coach Huddle, and we talked about Villasenor, and he said, it was a terrible injury to have happen and miss out on most of your senior year, but it was great to get him back on the field, playing with that big brace, of course, but getting back out on the field for senior night, that's a memory that you never forget. It'll be a West Carter throw-in on the far sideline. Kick for a cure night here tonight in Grayson, as they'll honor the great Ron Arnett with a donation of tonight's gate and concessions as Coach Arnett continues his battle with prostate cancer. We'll talk with Tyler Walker in the boys' game. Walker is the grandson of Ron Arnett. And then Ben Porter, a player for the boys' team, that's his grandfather as well. So, a lot of connection back to the Grayson community and the Carter County community at that with Coach Arnett. And 13 national championships during his tenure at KCU. That was back in the days when it was KCC, by the way, Kentucky Christian College. And then they expanded and got a little bigger and turned it into the university. So I can remember when the rock display coming there on 64, it said KCC up on the hillside, not KCU. They had to shift some rocks around for that one. West Carter gets a run out on the right side, trying to get down in the corner. Defensive line dropping back and shielding nicely. Trying to get across. It does find its way into the 6 in front of the box, but Tiller says enough of that. She fires a dart out to Carly Boyd on the far sideline. Boyd has 4 players that she can play to. She tries to play it into the player right there in the middle of Sorella Williams. It pinballs around, and now it's right back into the feet of the Lady Raiders once again. Here's Caesar, who settles it. See if she can chip it through on the right side. She's got Sparks on the right side at a run out. A look at the goal. Sparks will fire it at the net, and it's picked off the grass as Sydney Cecil makes another stellar save. Williams with the intercepted pass off the kick there from the goalkeeper. Carly Boyd, far sideline. Has it taken away on the back line. West Carter wants to get it out front. Trying to look for Amelia Henderson. But Tiller steps to, keeps it herself, looking for Sparks on the right side now. Sparks has it down in the corner of the 6. Looks to turn it. It's off the feet of the Comets defender, and they're going to say it's a goal kick. Looked like it was going to be a corner kick. Either way, we'll get a hockey line change now for the Comets. 4 new players coming on. Stay tuned with us after the game. We'll check all the scoring from this one, and we'll carry the celebration of the kick for the cure before the start of game number 2. You can see the balloons starting to come in for the ceremony in between the games. Raider throw in as Peyton Sparks will do the duty. Nope, they've turned it around and said it's West Carter. They totally missed that one. Either way, Caesar chips it into the front of the net, was looking for Carly Boyd, had it for a moment. Now Haley Davis steps to off Mia James. Here's Sparks. Gets it into the box. Had a chance there for Villasenor as he rolls just past her feet. Ruby Johnson will settle it out near midfield. Now Reynolds gets megged as Mia James took it right through her legs. West Carter tries to change fields. Ruby Johnson steps to and booms it forward. These two teams met back on the 15th of August. It was a 5-0 Raiders win, and that's currently our mark here tonight. Again, Tiller. Off to Boyd now. Boyd working off the left side, slams on the brakes. Tried to fire it to the right side, but lost possession of it. Now Caesar. Looking ahead to Henderson, but there's nobody there. Stokes dribbling ahead. James in tow, but Tiller makes her give it up. Now they get it off to Henderson. Henderson tries to send it to the far side, but Williams swipes it away. I'm not going to lie, every time a ball comes to this near sideline and they turn it back upfield, I'm just sitting here waiting for a ball to come flying in my face. And as a former soccer player, I'm going to be tempted. I'm not going to use my hands because you're not allowed to. I'm going to try to play it off my head or something silly. Caesar had it for a moment there, but a nice job there by Reynolds playing it out to Henderson. Henderson touches it off to the left side. Tiller racing her. Henderson turns it off to the left corner. Gets a roll through off to Reynolds, and Reynolds goes top post, but a little bit too high. Had a good look at the net. Subs back on for East Carter. Essie Kaiser. Josie Hall back in. And I would say your most of the starters for tonight. Gonna put this one on ice and get ready for Frederick Douglass on Wednesday and then the district tournament. There's Reynolds racing off to the right side, but Braylee Boggs comes out. She's had a very quiet night back there tonight. She's done a fabulous job at that. Inside of 10 minutes to go, almost 8 minutes now left to go. Here's Essie Kaiser racing ahead across midfield. Plays it ahead off to Kennedy Bowling. Bowling chipping it ahead. Raiders trying to get it down in that left corner. Kaiser loses possession of it as she gets turned around. West Carter tries to send it back up the line, but East Carter intercepts it again, and they've got it off to Bowling. Bowling outside the 18. There's Bowling, had it for a moment. She steps to and gets drilled just outside the 18. And then a whistle and a foul on East Carter as flying through and taking the brunt of that fall was Holly Brown. Reynolds settles it at her feet. Ruby Johnson sends it right back to her. She tried to play it through onto the right side. Play it through now, an inadvertent handball on East Carter, so it's a West Carter free kick. Trying to play it down to the right side of the box are the Comets. East Carter swiftly turns it backward. Here's a big ball heading down into the box. A turn and a shot toward the box and then right into the mitts. And we'll double check here. I believe we've had a goalie change too. As yes, we have, as that is Carmen Meenick that is taken over in the goal for Boggs. That was her that had the last save. Here's Mia James working on Henderson. Henderson takes it away from her. She'll take it down to the left side of the box, turns it back to the right. Tries to turn it back into the box, and East Carter swipes it away. James working with the ball on the near side. And she'll turn it upfield. Now out to Peyton Sparks. Sparks right in front of us. That one's touched out of bounds. It's a West Carter throw. 4 subs coming on. Ashland and Emerson Elliott back in, as is Addison Weiler. They were throwing the ball, and we still had players coming in and off. So we'll reset it right here in front of us. Brooklyn Stokes. A good look at her as she'll take this throw for the Comets. Inside of 5 minutes unofficially to play in the ballgame. Millie Henderson gets tied up on her feet. And another West Carter throw in. Henderson will take it herself. Drops it back to the feet of Holly Brown. And then Brown can't control it. It's a Raider throw. Mia James now. Josie Hall. Out to Villasenor. Touches it off now to Elliott down in that right corner. She's going to try to chip it to the back post, and there's someone right there. She had Kennedy Bowling lined up on the header and just could not connect. That was a beautiful cross there by Elliott. Bowling just misplayed it. Great opportunity there as Elliott was trying to pick up the assist, and she put a beautiful diamond there, and Kennedy just missed it just by an inch. There's nothing better than putting a header in off of the back post. Here's Tiller, steps 2. They've got Villasenor up there in front of the 18. They'd love to get her a chance to roll one in here. West Carter intercepts now midfield, rushing off that right side. A roller out toward Meenick, and she feels it like a shortstop. Brings it off to the near side and sends it ahead. And she was out of the box when she kicked it. She just stepped over the line when she kicked it ahead. So the ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. And West Carter will have a free kick just outside the 18. I thought I saw her toe or foot go across when she put that ball in the air. As a goalie, when you go for the goal kick, you have to be inside the 18. Here's a hooking shot to the back corner, and it goes in. And West Carter's on the board as Holly Brown goes top shelf. With about 2 minutes to go here in the contest. On the free kick, Holly Brown. So just outside the 18 there for Holly Brown, and she goes top shelf back corner and parks it in there nicely for the goal. Here's Tiller. Trying to play it through. Emerson Elliott stepping 2. Chipping it into the center. Gets it on the feet. Out to Bowling. Bowling left side. Curling toward the goal, and a nice save there by Sydney Cecil again. Big punt out near midfield. Tiller plays it off her head. Essie Kaiser settles it at her feet. She'll go far side. Off to Emerson Elliott. Down in the corner it goes to Bowling. Bowling trying to slow it down. She's going to turn it, bring it back into the box. That's to Elliott. Elliott fires a dart at the goalkeeper of Cecil, and she knocks it away, but it'll be a corner kick for the Raiders. Man, she's had a couple of those tonight that she's had to swat away. Heck of a job by her in the net tonight. This easily could have been an 8-9 goal night for the Raiders, but her goalkeeping abilities have saved several big shots. High arcing kick from high up top. Bowling trying to collect the trash goal, but come up empty on the swipe. Here's Weiler. Ball clanging around. Back into Emerson Elliott's feet. She'll work it off to the left side. Inside of 1 minute unofficially to go in the ball game. Essie Kaiser trying to go backside. And a whistle and a foul, so it'll be a free kick for the Raiders. Just outside the 18. And they're going to have to hustle here if they want to get this one away. So Emerson Elliott with the left foot. Let's see if she can bend one in here. She pokes it through just wide left. She got it through the wall, and it goes to the left side, and that is your contest. Final score here tonight, 5-1. East Carter wins this one over West Carter. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the final score of this one, get you ready for the special ceremony before game number 2, and then bring you action of East Carter boys and West Carter boys as we continue after this on the Coed Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub & Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub & Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
If you need custom screen printing and embroidery work done, then you need to see the professionals at All American Graphics at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson. All American Graphics can do any type of screen printing and does quality embroidery work on shirts, sweatshirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Call 475-3770 for All American Graphics, 1202 North State Highway 7 at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson for custom screen printing and embroidery.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own.
Papa John's in Grayson and Flatwoods.
East Carter girls coach and Ben Porter, member of the East Carter boys team. Ron has been directly involved with the boys and girls soccer program at East Carter since 2008. All 6 of his grandsons have played or are currently playing for the boys program. If you have been to a game, I am sure you have heard his vocal support from the stands. Ron has many connections in Carter County. He worked from 1970 to 1997 for the University of Kentucky Extension Office as the county 4-H agent. After his retirement, Ron went to KCU part-time to coach women's basketball and worked in the Student Services Office. While at KCU, Ron won 14 national championships as the women's basketball coach and became the winningest coach in NCCAA history. Although he promised his wife he would only coach for 1 year, Ron retired from coaching in his Dean of Student position after 26 years. The one position that Ron has continued throughout the other 2 full-time occupations is his ministry at the Gregoryville Christian Church. Ron has been the senior minister at Gregoryville for 49 years. Their love and constant prayer support has been a staple in Ron's journey over the past 6 years. In 2016, Ron was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis. While being treated, some blood work showed an extremely elevated PSA level. In October, just a few days after those results, Ron was diagnosed with prostate cancer. He immediately began taking chemotherapy shots. Because treatments don't typically last a lifetime of the cancer, he has had to change on multiple occasions. His latest challenge came this spring when Ron's cancer stopped responding to treatments. His doctors were out of options. His family encouraged him to seek other options, and that landed him at MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, Texas. Ron began a new treatment regimen just 4 weeks ago. He will continue to travel back and forth to Houston to receive medical treatment. Ron's family has joined him on the field tonight. Ron's wife, Linda, of 54 years, has been by his side during this difficult journey. He also has the support of his 3 children, their families, and many friends and loved ones. Let's welcome and show our support to our guest of honor tonight, Ron Arnett.
What a great event to be a part of. So the girls win it tonight. Final score 5-1. Ellie Thomas with the hat trick in the 6th, 9th, and 49th minute. And then Ashlyn Elliott and Emerson Elliott both chip in with goals. Emerson's comes in the 8th minute. Ashlyn's in the 36th. Holly Brown drops in the lone Comets goal with just inside of 3 minutes to play in the contest off a free kick on a ball outside the 18. And your final score here tonight goes to the Lady Raiders. My final score of 5-1. Well, we will pause for a little bit, and when we return, we've got boys action as East Carter comes in with a record of 9-5-1. West Carter at 3-9-1. And we'll get you the action of that one in just a little bit. We'll keep the live stream up as we'll be playing here not before too long. So we'll keep everything connected right here, and we'll be back with you in just a little bit. But boys action coming up next here on the Cool Hit Sports Network. Back here at East Carter, getting ready for game number 2 between East and West. And as we get things ready to go, joined by a very special guest here tonight, and an honor to bring you aboard. But Mr. Ron Arnett, thanks for joining us here for a moment.
Well, my pleasure. It's, we've been here on this field a lot of times, watched a lot of soccer over the last 20 years, and it's a great night for soccer and a great night for kids.
Well, for you, an opportunity here tonight to be a part of Tyler, your grandson, and now Ben, your other grandson. But for you, just watching those two be doing what they love to do so much, how special is that for you?
Well, I am blessed just to be here. When I first got sick, a doctor said maybe 2 years, and I disagreed with him, and people started praying. Now it's been 6, and I'm still doing well. I am an active cancer participant, but we're treating and doing the best thing we can. My family's wonderful. My church is tremendous. A bunch of them down there tonight supporting me. And then just the people in the community that I've gotten to know over the last 50 years, special. I walk down the sidelines, and I can almost speak to everybody. And it's a special deal just to be here. I want to cherish every moment, that's for sure.
Well, as a cancer survivor myself, it's special to see someone here like you to do this, and you've paid forward so much. So you're very, very blessed to be a part of this tonight.
Well, my wife and I, Lynn and I, have invested our lives in Grayson. We've been here the 54 years we've been married, and we've raised 3 kids and 6 grandkids, and now 2 great-grandkids, and I hope some more. But it's a special place, a place you have friends, a place where you're known when you go in businesses. I've just enjoyed and been blessed to be in Grayson all these years that we've been married. And the jobs that I've had, I've been the most fortunate person in the world. I've worked 80 to 100 hours every week that I've been alive, and I feel good about that. I was able to do things I love to do. Got to know a lot of people. One time, probably in the late 90s, I probably knew 95% of the people in Carter County because I was everywhere. I got to see them. I mean, I was treated like I was something special. I wasn't, but that's the way I was treated. And all the things that I got to do have gotten us to this point. I just want to thank the Lord, first of all, and my family. So
I kind of dated myself a little bit earlier in the broadcast. I said, back in the days when you were at the college, that was when it was KCC. They had to do some rearranging there on the rocks on the side of the hill.
Yeah. In '97, I retired the last day of July in '97 from UK 4-H agent, and that was on Friday. And I started at the college on Monday, and I preached twice on Sunday. So it was a pretty brief retirement. And I started down there, and I just wanted something part-time because I was already coaching basketball. Well, in 2 weeks it turned into full-time. And then a couple years I was vice president. And then I was hiring people and supervising most everything on campus except academics and maintenance, business, of course. And I got to hire some tremendous people, many of them still there. I got to see a lot of kids develop and grow, kids who just needed some encouragement and help. I still have college kids call me all the time and say, Coach, you were so good to me, or you helped this person help me, or whatever. And so it's all about helping other people. And then when you need help, yeah.
When you look back at what KCC was when you first started there, and you look at it where it is now, how much has the growth just come so much full circle from start to finish?
Yeah, well, everybody has their own opinion about colleges. My opinion, not many colleges are better now than they were 20 years ago. KCU has developed a lot of things, a lot more things for kids to do. Not so many ministry graduates. Maybe there aren't that many kids interested. But if you want to play something or do something, you can stay home and do it and have a great time. So in that aspect, the campus now attracts a lot of kids that we wouldn't have 25 years ago. And that's a good thing. And we have a good mix of kids from all over everywhere. We get local kids. We get kids from Ohio, Indiana. We get kids from California. It's just a good mix of kids, and always something going on. 2 grandsons on the soccer team down there. They're both seniors. I get to go down there and watch soccer. One of my former players' mothers is coaching the women's team now, and I get to go down and see them occasionally. I saw Faith Kahn tonight. She was one of my players. And she's coaching West Carter, of course, and Lexi Gill. And I see some of those kids around, and I think, man, I have been so blessed.
Absolutely. Well, sir, I'm going to let you go because I promised we'd keep this short. Your grandson's playing soccer, so we'll let you get to watch that. But, again, a privilege and honor, and prayers and best wishes for you as you continue your journey and your battle through this time.
Well, it's a battle. It's a battle for everybody. I don't have a battle that nobody else has got. I may face it a little differently than some people do. I've got thousands and thousands of people all over the country praying for me. And with that going on, well, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Ron Arnett joining us here in the broadcast. Thank you, sir. Well, we're underway. Again, we're back to the fun stuff of life now. And, again, if you've ever been blessed to be around that man right there, you're a better person because of it. I was fortunate at a very young age to be introduced to Ron Arnett, and here I am now. Let's see. I think I'm 45 years old, I think. But still, I look up at that man as someone that you need more people like Ron Arnett in the world. So, again, we certainly wish him the best through his journeys and trials of overcoming his cancer, and he and his family they mean so much to this area. So we'll get a free kick for the Raiders on the near side. Raiders in the red jerseys tonight with the navy blue numerals. Touch it off on the near side. Nice chip into the box. Trying to play it off the header there, but right into the midst of the West Carter goalie of Alex Cottle. Big ball off the head of near sideline of Foster Miller. Now back off to Ashton Tiller, going back post, but intercepted there by the Comets. East Carter working it down into the box, tries to turn it into the corner, and it goes into the side of the net. But West Carter booted it out, so it'll be a corner kick for the Raiders. Tyler Bishop to put it in the air. Good kick. But Raiders can't convert. Foster had himself a nice night on senior night when they met up with Spring Valley last week. That was when he stuck one in the back of the net early in that ball game. East Carter on the attack once again. Now to Grant Meanix. He's got it inside the 18, but loses possession of the ball as West Carter will try to play it forward for the first time tonight, but it's very short-lived as the Raiders' back line steps too, but they send it out of bounds on the far sideline. We'll talk with Tyler Walker coming up in the second half of this contest tonight. Ron being his grandfather, Ben Porter, player on the Raiders team tonight, wearing number 12. You'll see him on the back line. East Carter trying to bring it up toward the box. High arcing bounce off the Bermuda grass. Here's a ball down in the left corner, dropping it back out to Logan Rice. Rice settles it, touches it off the foot one time, crosses it into the 18. And then West Carter will just put a big boot on the back line. Nice job there by the Raiders of turning that one back downfield. West Carter trying to get a run out now as they get it off onto the foot of Harley Richards. And Richards takes a chip shot that's a field goal, but the wrong sport. It's for football. No, North American football, that would be 3 points. So it'll be a goal kick for the Raiders. I don't know if Lane's going to make it. He needs some mittens or some hand warmers or something. Lane, I've got some hand warmers over here if you want them. I saw somebody up there at the in the far corner. They've got a big buddy heater. I said, I'm going to steal that thing and bring it back here. Here's Meading, settles it at his feet, works it off to the left side now. He's going to run out off the edge, trying to get it out on the 18. He'll slam on the brakes there, try to redirect. West Carter steps to and swipes it away. But then East Carter's Amos Witter steps to. He'll take it off now to Bishop. Bishop off the right side. Looking for Patrick McDavid down the middle. He can't get it to him. Now a big booming kickoff to Rice on the right side, but it takes a hard bounce over top of his head. Not a bounds it goes. There's Foster Miller, plays it off of his knee. McDavid tried to gather it, but could not do so. So Comet's defense touches it near sideline, but Miller had it for just a second, but then Winter puts it right back up into the Raiders' offensive attack. Here's McDavid chipping it backside to Bishop. Bishop's got it on the left foot, puts it in for the goal, and the Raiders lead this one 1-0. 1-0 East as Tyler Bishop off the little chip from McDavid. So a nice start for the Raiders. East Carter back up on the offensive very quickly. Here's Bramall. Turns it and drops it back deep. Now off to Bishop on that far side. Bishop chips it up into the right corner, trying to get it down there to McDavid. East Carter stepping to is right there is Ashton Tiller. And Tiller launches one that goes through off of the deflection. 2-0 Raiders as Tiller just launched a bomb. So off of the deflection. So make it 2-0 Raiders. Tiller was just outside the 18 when he pulled the trigger on that one, and it deflected off of a player and then caromed into the right corner. And now he's got it at his feet again. He'll roll it out to Meanix. Meanix plays it back to McDavid. McDavid settles, brings it off into the left side to Rice. Rice with 2 on, steps through, drops it back to Foster Miller. Miller will send it into the center, and West Carter's defensive line pokes it back out, but right there is Tate Akers. Raiders throw on the far sideline. A directed throw toward Meanix's feet. A little bit too stiff, though, as it goes out of bounds, and back to the Comets it comes. Ball rolls from the far side to the near, and that time Amos Witter just wound up and let it fly, and it was about 35 yards too wide. So it'll be a Comet throw in on the near sideline. Jacob Branham had it for a moment. Now it's back into the feet of East Carter's Tiller. Here's West Carter's Trevor Jones. Lost the handle on the pill. Off to Meanix. Meanix leaves it off to the left side for thinking about going to Rice, but now it'll come back to Tiller. Tiller gets out to McDavid. McDavid winds up and lets one fly, and it pounds off a West Carter player down in the corner. As that's down in the right corner for Tyler Bishop, and it's going to be a corner for the Raiders. East Carter putting 2 in the back of the net very rapidly. One from Bishop, and then Ashton Tiller with a dart that caroms off of a West Carter player and into the back of the net. High arcing ball toward the back of the goal. It nearly settled down at the feet of Tiller. And now West Carter gets it outside the 6 and turns it upfield, but East Carter's Patrick McDavid turns and fires a shot. But right there's Alex Cottle, who settles it back in and booms it back out to midfield. Manick's trying to work it across the 18, but couldn't make the hookup. MJ McKay's over here holding my hot chocolate. My wife just texted me, she said, I brought you a hot chocolate. I said, where? And I look over, and my producer's got my hot chocolate. Tiller plays it off his chest, but then West Carter sends it forward. Bramall drops it off to Foster Miller. Miller will send it ahead. Rice settles it off his foot. Out to Blaine Bramall. He'll bring it back near side to Rice. Rice goes down to Meanix, working on that left line, and it goes out of bounds, and it's a Raider throw in by Meanix. And it goes out of bounds. You know the bad part about these cups is they're made to keep all the heat in. So you touch the metal on it, and it's just cold. It feels warm up top, though. Kick comes out near midfield. Bramall steps in front. Off the facing of Jacob Branham. Now West Carter's got the ball near side. A slide tackle attempt there by East Carter's Gage Irwin. But Harley Richards plays it up the right side, and too much pushing against the Raiders, and it'll be a free kick for Richard and the Comets. Richards lining this one up like he's going for the goal, and he does just that, and that one was good from about 35. Problem of it is it doesn't go under the crossbar. Daniel Barker's looking for a kicker. He may have a couple on the soccer side. Yeah, it's definitely hot.
Also, the problem with those cups is it doesn't cool down.
Yeah, no, it doesn't cool down at all. Definitely hot. Meanix trying to chase down the ball out in front. He's got a one-on-one battle that he loses. Ball sent back out near midfield. There's Jacob Branham. Branham battling with Tiller. Now to Richards. Richards shuffles, goes to the left side. That's off to Aiden Miller. A nice little chip shot up top, and a ball that ricochets off the goalie of Breck Sargent, and he'll slide in front and knock it down. Danger zone there for a moment for the Raiders' defense. And now a big sling out to the near sideline by Sargent, and Tiller will take it on his feet and take it across midfield. He'll poke it ahead to Meanix. West Carter's back line does a good job there sending it back forward. And now we play back and forth. Foster Miller on the back line working on Richards. It's a Raider throw-in. A couple of subs coming on for East Carter. Caden Tussey. And Riley Steele. Here's Foster. Miller booms it deep over top of the defense. Here's Steele down in the corner. Slams on the brakes. Ball was out of bounds. It's a goal kick. Remember the coldest game I think I can ever remember being a part of outdoors. It was back in 2017. Raceland was playing Paris in football in the second round of the playoffs at Paris. It was about 33 degrees or so. Wind was blowing 25 to 30. And they made us stand on the press box that night, on top of the press box. My hands were so cold, I almost dropped my iPad off the press box 3 times. And they brought us hot chocolate at halftime, and we didn't drink it. We just held on to it to warm our hands. That was miserable. East Carter's got it down in the corner, trying to cross it. Nice job there by the West Carter back line of Alex Stamper to step in front of that one. And then a one dribbler to the goalie is scooped up, and will stay in a 2-0 lead for the Raiders halfway home here in the first half. Tussey puts it up in the air, crossing it at the 18. McDavid was going for a little one-timer there. Now Bishop fighting for position. McDavid comes away with it. He'll slow roll one through, looking for the tap, and had Steele there coming down the left post. And he can't make the connection. Here's Tussey. Coming right at our broadcast spot as he was working on Isaac Owens. A nice settle there by Steele. Steele spins, slows, drops it off to Tiller. Tiller comes back from the left to the right. Crosses fields. Bishop will sprint to try to chase it down, but it's going out of bounds and back to the Commons. First time drinking. This cup, I don't know what it is, but it is not easy to drink out of. I'm making a bigger mess trying to drink out of it than I'm doing anything. My wife and her fancy cups. 2-0 Raiders. Little chip shot off to the near side. Tussey can't get there. And stepping in front of it was Alex Stamper. Here's McDavid. Nice little piece of footwork there. So he'll race it off the right side. Now Bramall leaves it out here to the near side. Foster Miller will come too. Up to Tussey. Tussey settles. Wants to cross it, but Foster Miller there to help him out a little bit. He'll drop it back out now to the Raiders. Amos Witter. Now Tiller knifing his way through the defense. Loses the handle on the peel for just a second as West Carter will try to bring it back out to Richards, and Richards has it for a second. Tries to drop it out to himself, but there's Witter who kicks it off to the far sideline. Akers turns it upfield. East Carter's got it back to Bishop now. Bishop slows down. He'll put a big ball in the air looking for Tussey on the backside. Tussey dribbles down into the left corner and loses possession of it. Out of bounds. It's a West Carter throw-in. Foster Miller was there, but Bramble had it for a moment as he turned across fields. Wes Carter swipes it away. They're trying to play it out to Richards. There's 4 across the back line for the Raiders. Foster Miller sends it ahead. A nice big header there by Wes Carter's Jacob Branham. Looking for McDavid, streaking down the middle, can't make the hookup. Tiller played it off his knees for a moment. Riley Steele's trying to play the pressure up top. Here's Bramall out to Tiller. Tiller lost the touch on it, and it's boomed off the far sideline. It's a Raider throw-in. Inside of 16 to go in the first half. Again, the time on your screen unofficial, as the score or the official time being kept on the field. Here's a shot from Bishop that's right into the midst of Alex Cottle. Ball coming near sideline, and the only person that's close to is the person standing in front of me blocking my view. Wonder who that would be. Wes Carter drops it deep. And their goalkeeper will send it forward off the far sideline, but Raiders trying to play it down. Now they've got 2 players on the same ball at the same time. Here's McDavid, a little chip shot up into the 6. And he'll settle it down as it comes right back to him. Now take it off the right side. Curls it to the left, brings it off to Tiller. Tiller a little too stiff. Here's Bramall, steps 2, levels Wes Carter's player, who we do not have on the roster, as he pays the price. Tussey in a physical matchup with Alex Stamper. He gets slung to the ground, and they'll get a foul against Wes Carter, so it'll be a Raiders free kick just outside the 18. This is a great opportunity to try to go back post for Tyler Bishop if he wants to get up top. Bishop is there. They'll put it in that position, but there was nobody home. Bishop tries to track it down, but it's a goal kick for the Comets. Subs coming on for the Raiders. Meaning's back in. Foster Miller goes off. Logan Rice back on for the Raiders. Girls winners tonight, 5-1 in the early matchup. Here's Steele. Plays it off his head. It rolls all the way back to Rice, but Tiller's going to settle it at his feet. Rice will give it right back to him. Now the Raiders go negative. Playing it off to Akers on the far sideline. Now to Bramall. Tiller battling for position. Tried to leave it for Meanix, but it didn't get home. Here's Tussey, sends it to the far sideline, but the only person there is a Wes Carter player. Trying to get it out toward Richards. Also down the center is Aiden Miller. He's the one that tries to turn it back to Richards, but East Carter takes it away. A nice move there off the back line by East Carter's Gage Irwin. Here's Tussey. Near side. Working it to Steele. Now they drop it off back to Tussey. Tussey reverses and goes the opposite direction. An inadvertent handball we play on. As Tyler Bishop has it, it's poked all the way back through the box, back out above the 18. A big ball fired from just about 30 yards away, but it one hops off the turf and into the gloves of Alex Cottle. Cottle sends it near sideline. Number 4, who again I do not have on the roster, pokes it through to the far side, but it doesn't make it to where it wants to go to. Now the Raiders back on the offense. Here's Meanix. Tries to bring it near sideline and kicks out of bounds. Was looking for Tussey coming up the near side. Tussey with a little deflection there off the Tiller. Tiller can't handle the pill. Looking ahead for East Carter. Now Meanix has it down in the box for a second. It's poked away. They'll play Perry County Central tomorrow night. That game at 7 p.m. And then Mason County on Thursday. And they will await the winner of Greenup County and West Carter for the district championship on Wednesday night up in Morgan County. That game at 8 p.m. For the Comets, they've got Fleming County tomorrow night on the road at 6. And then they've got Greenup County Tuesday night in the opening round of the 62nd District Tournament. Again, Greenup County and West Carter, the bottom 2 of the 3-team bracket. Morgan County does not have a boys team this year, so those 2 are the 2 and the 3. So they'll play, and then the winner will get East Carter. And then both of those teams will move on to the 16th Region Tournament down at Greenup County in 2 weeks. Amos Witter chasing it down off the back row for the Raiders. Plays it ahead out to McDavid. McDavid a little touch off to Bishop, right side. Bishop looking at a 3-on-1, splits one defender, leaves it to Amos Witter. Ashton Tiller. Now off to McDavid. McDavid down to the right side to Meanix. Meanix a crossing ball to Rice and nearly got it in there. It's kicked out, and somehow that ball clings across the 6 twice and does not find a Raiders foot. So West Carter avoids disaster there for a moment. As a big push near midfield as Tiller takes a big spill. They'll get a push on East Carter, so it's a West Carter free kick just shy of midfield. And Jacob Branham will put it up on the turf and give it a swing with the left foot. Nice ball there by Foster Miller. Now they've got it out to McDavid. McDavid settles, centers it back up. Tries to go down the center. He's got Bishop streaking ahead. They'll try to chip it off to him, but a little chip of too much mustard on it. And the Comets goalie of Alec Cottle finds it. Now Richards trying to chase it near sideline. He's working on Amos Witter. Witter kicks it off of his leg. It's a West Carter throw-in. And now, before the Comets get it in, they'll get a couple of subs that'll trickle on. (2-0) our score, as Tyler Bishop got it off a chip shot from McDavid at the 11th minute. That was 1-0. And then Ashton Tiller fired a dart in the 12th minute that caromed off of a West Carter defender and then kicked into the back corner of the net. What a great save there by Meanix, out in front of us. Meanix on the run out. He's got a 1-on-4 though. He'll play it off to the far sideline looking for Bishop, but Bishop can't control it. And the Comets turn it back downfield, but Akers steps to for a moment. Now Trevor Jones Send it ahead. East Carter intercepts. Akers trying to save it on the far sideline and does. He'll drop it off to Bramall. Bramall brings it near side to Foster Miller. Middle Settlers bring it near side to Rice. Manix just outside the box. Now off to McDavid. Looking off to Rice on the left side. Rice can't settle it at his feet. It'll trickle out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick for the Comets. Just a little bit under 6 minutes unofficially to go here in the opening half. 2-0 East. Irwin settles it at midfield, works it off to Akers. Now Bramall trying to go up to Bishop. McDavid and Bishop playing a 1-2 matchup on the far sideline. They've got it to Bishop. Bishop, a big swing going toward the header. There's Rice off the chest. It's in the box, and a ball fired toward the back post. It won't go down. Ball is still loose, and Irwin and Alex Cotto gets tangled up. Nice shake of the hands there after they both get hooked up, as it'll be a Raiders corner kick. Love the effort, the intensity, and the sportsmanship at the end. So Tyler Bishop will send it ahead. See if he can find a Raiders player off the crossing ball. And instead, it's a West Carter head that gets on the ball, but it goes all the way back out to Bishop. He'll loft it back into the 6. Near side, it comes to Rice. Rice outside the 18. Fires it across the middle of the 18. Finds it all the way over to Bishop. Now back to Bramall. Bramall will send this one skyward, and that one's wide right. That's a ball that's so easy to get underneath when it's rolling backward toward you. And you can cup it and just get it up in the air so easily. That's exactly what happened to that. He just got the lift that he didn't want. Bishop plays this one off the chest. McDavid finds it at his feet. Navigates through a couple of defenders. Bishop had it for a moment. Nice save there on the far sideline by Akers for East Carter. There's Foster Miller. Drops it off to Rice on the left sideline. Rice touches it down to Manix. Manix outside the 18. Crosses it on a cross ball. It's deflected for a moment. They go back post, but it finds its way all the way through and onto the feet of Jacob Branham. Now Bramall steps to. It's a high arcing ball that goes up. Tiller settles it. Rice will send it in. West Carter center back will send it out. Irwin working 2, takes it off to Tiller. Now back to Bramall. McDavid touching it down to Akers. Akers goes streaking up the far sideline. He'll put it in the air, crossing across the 18 to Manix. Manix settles it, takes it off the right side, fires a shot, and it's blocked. Nice job there by Alex Cottle with the save, and it's a Raider corner kick. That was a beautiful save there by Cottle. Just getting the hands up in those big, thick gloves and swatting it down. We'll see if the Raiders can find one here on the corner. High arcing ball makes its way up in the air off the head of one Raider player, and then a shot that's wide to the left will be a goal kick for West Carter inside of 2 minutes to go here in the first half. 2-0 Raiders. Girls won tonight, 5-1. Ellie Thomas with a hat trick. Special night here, as it has been for a little bit over a decade. Kick for a cure. As all the money tonight going to Mr. Ron Arnett, as he battles prostate cancer. He has been doing so since 2017. But all money raised from gate and concession tonight is being donated to him and helping his fight toward getting past prostate cancer. I had a great honor of talking with him at the beginning of this game. And again, everything that you can think of someone giving back to the community and especially to help the youth, you could put his name with it, nobody would argue with it. Such a great man and somebody that made society better with everything that he did. Here's a ball toward the back post, but it'll trickle out of bounds. Approximately 30 seconds to go. Again, our official time on the scoreboard is unofficial, as we do not have a scoreboard in operation, so the official time is kept on the field. And I'm watching the referee in the center, and he's got his hand on the watch, so we're close. Near sideline as Jared Williams plays it off of his foot. Foster Miller will touch it off to Rice, left side. Rice rolls it out to Meanix. Meanix off to the left side, outside the 18. Meanix still fighting for position. Ball rolls out of bounds. Our clock is at 0, but we've still got a few seconds to play in this one here in the first half. Foster Miller lobs it toward the box. Meanix tries to play it off of his head, off to Rice. It goes left side. Miller playing 2. Brings it off now to McDavid. McDavid working off the left side. Trying to get to the left edge. Does so. He'll cross it across the front of the box. Had Meanix's feet there, but couldn't get it to settle. And that's the end of the first half. 2-0 East Carter is your score. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll break it down. We'll recap the girls' score. We'll talk with Tyler Walker in the second half and get you ready for the second half of action. Here on Kick for a Cure, not in the heart of the Parks. Grayson, Kentucky, 2-0 at the half. Raiders in front. Back after this on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub & Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub & Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
If you need custom screen printing and embroidery work done, then you need to see the professionals at All American Graphics at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson. All American Graphics can do any type of screen printing and does quality embroidery work on shirts, sweatshirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Call 475-3770 for All American Graphics, 1202 North State Highway 7 at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson for custom screen printing and embroidery.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own.
Papa John's in Grayson and Flatwoods.
Two 2-0 at the half. East Carter in front of West Carter here on Kick for a Cure 2022. Tyler Bishop started things off. He got a nice ball off a chip shot from Patrick McDavid in the 11th minute of action. 1-0 Raiders. They answered within 30 seconds as Ashton Tiller launched a bullet off the right side to deflect off a Comets defender and into the right corner of the goal. 2-0 Raiders. And that's our mark here at the break. Girls win it tonight 5-1 over West Carter in the earlier matchup. Ellie Thomas with a hat trick. Ashlyn Elliott and Emerson Elliott each with goals as the Raiders pick up their 12th win on the season as we got the last week of the regular season before we get back underway for postseason action here on the pitch. So, and of the beautiful look here tonight as the Bermuda is starting to give up. It's the green is about to go. These cooler nights is starting to turn it from that plush green that we had when we first started here about a month ago covering East Carter soccer. And since then, it's you can start to see a little bit of the yellow to it. But it needs to hold up for a couple more games, and then it's off to the postseason for the Raiders both ways. Let's take a break. When we return, we'll get you ready for the second half of action. 2-0 Raiders at the half. Back from more after this on the Coy Sports Network.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm trying to stay cooler in my man cave.
Well, this is a beer cave, and you can't stay in this cooler forever. But Clark's Pub and Shop can get you through the dog days of summer.
Whether it's fountain drinks at the lowest price or you're filling up the cooler for the family and friends, Clark's has the widest selection, the best prices, and the most helpful staff you'll find anywhere.
Beat the heat at Clark's Pub and Shop.
Return, refresh, refuel.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
If you need custom screen printing and embroidery work done, then you need to see the professionals at All American Graphics at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson. All American Graphics can do any type of screen printing and does quality embroidery work on shirts, sweatshirts, hats, hoodies, and more. Call 475-3770 for All American Graphics, 1202 North State Highway 7 at the end of the AA Highway in Grayson for custom screen printing and embroidery.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own.
Papa John's in Grayson and Flatwoods.
Getting ready for second half of action here between East and West Carter. James Carr, happy to have you along with us here tonight. Comets in the white tops and the maroon bottoms. East Carter in the red tops and navy bottoms. We'll talk with Tyler Walker here in just a few moments. Probably got to text him and see if he remembers to come over and talk to me. Now there's the whistle for play. Second half underway. East Carter will work it from left to right as I view it. Here's Tyler Bishop. Brings it off the right side now. Bishop poked one in the first half. Takes it all the way down to the right corner, and West Carter's Aiden Duff will poke it out of bounds. And the Raiders will get a corner kick out of it. So a quick corner kick here in the first 30 seconds of the second half. Bishop launches this one toward and a redirected goal off the head for the Raiders. Using the head right there nicely as Gage Irwin puts it on the backside of the head and makes it 3-0. So in the 41st minute, give the assist to Bishop. And that was perfectly played as Irwin just dropped his head down and got it off the back of his melon. And less than 1 minute into this one in the second half, Raiders add to the lead. It's 3-0. Raiders play it back down in that right corner again. Bishop taking it down on the curl. He'll cross it to the right side, but right there is the keeper of Alex Cottle. Raiders play it back up near midfield. Lane Bramall battling for position, working against Branham. Here's Brammer. Settles it back out. A little chip shot through. Back out to Bishop. Now Meanix on the far side. Meanix turns it off the backside. Tries to chip it back toward the net. And Cottle just booms it out near midfield. Brammer will play it off his head. Let it settle off the turf one time. Amos Witter sends it off to Meanix, but then West Carter booms it back out across midfield. Richards goes with a slide, loses it out of bounds, and it'll be a Raiders throw-in. Raiders will drop it off the back line. Trying to turn it near sideline. Foster Miller's going to have to revert backward. Gets that one away off to Irwin, who put that last ball in the net off the header from Bishop. Foster Miller touches through, trying to feed it to McDavid, but a little bit too much on the attempt. Now it's coming near side. As Bishop lets it go out of bounds, and he'll throw it ahead to McDavid. McDavid takes it off his feet, leaves it off to Bishop. Bishop slides through. And the Raiders back on the attack once again. Join me now here in the broadcast. Head coach for the East Carter Lady Raiders, Tyler Walker in. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's talk about, first off, this evening, a special event, and for you, a very special event with your grandfather, Ron Arnett. But you look around, and like I was talking with Quinn just a little bit ago, I said you got a lot of red, white, and blue, a lot of maroon and white, but everybody comes here for one cause tonight, and that's for giving back to the community. You couldn't pick a better person for Carter County in all to say it for Ron Arnett.
Oh, for sure. He's been involved in so many things for so long. When we were working on the paperwork to send in for what they were going to say, like, I didn't realize how involved he was for so long in so many things. It's wild.
You look at, when you think about this, and I've said this many times throughout the broadcast, when you think about someone that has given back so many years for so much of helping youth, you could put Ron Arnett's name beside of it, and you couldn't argue it any way you go. He's just somebody that has always been there for 50-plus years, that has given back to the community that he lives in.
Oh, definitely. It's crazy. We go out to eat or we go somewhere and, like, everybody knows him. He's been involved, in so many people's lives, older people and now even younger kids. And I think it's just awesome that he's put that time in and, I think, earned that respect of everybody. He's been consistent and people know what to expect of him, and he's always delivered.
I talked with Ron at the beginning of this game, and he said when he first got the diagnosis, the doctor said 2 years. And he said, I don't like that. And here he is still kicking along. And it's one of those things that it's, as he said, it's day by day. But it's one of the things he is still keeping a positive attitude and trying to battle every single day.
Oh, for sure. He's definitely a fighter. I don't think he accepted that doctor's diagnosis timeline at all. But he has his good days and his bad days. But I don't think, even being around him all the time, I've never known it was a bad day. He always keeps up a good positive face and just mood, which I like because I think it keeps us all at a better ease than worrying about him too much, which I appreciate because that's hard to do, worry about somebody you love like that. So.
Absolutely. Seeing the members of the community pour out like this, and again, every single dime that went through the gate and the concession stand tonight is going for the cause of helping with his treatments of where he's got to make the long travels down to Texas and so forth. But how, for you being connected to him as your grandfather, how special is that to you to see the outpour from the community?
Oh, really special. I think it's awesome just to see people here from different parts of his life, from church or from soccer or just from the community just in general that just know who he is, to come out and support. I think we had people here that maybe never been to a East Carter soccer game before or whatever, and I think that he does that. He just brings people together. And it's definitely nice to see people support him like that.
I kidded him a little bit ago. I said I dated myself a little while. I said when I was talking about his accolades and went back to the days of KCC.
Yeah.
I said I remember those days, but it was something when you talked about KCC. One of the first names that you thought of was Ron Arnett, and you look at where KCC has become KCU, and Ron Arnett's got his fingerprints all over that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, right now the basketball court is Ron Arnett court, so I think it's crazy with that of just the lasting imprint, and not just success, but like the amount of girls that will come back that played for him and just love him. And like, you can be successful and people not like you at all, but he had both, which I try to embody as a coach as well. And I ask him, for coaching advice all the time, and it doesn't matter that it was a different sport, coaching girls or just coaching in general, like how did he deal with some things, and I think he's helped me a lot in that aspect.
Well, let's talk about your win tonight. You got a 5-1 win, and it was something that we see in soccer so many times. One goal produces one goal, which produces another goal. And you guys, when you get the ball around Ellie Thomas's feet, good things happen. But when you've got an Ashlyn Elliott and an Emerson Elliott around her, even better things happen. And that was the combo tonight that really paid off.
Oh, for sure. I think I've said this before we score once and then kind of the floodgates just open. Sometimes it takes a little while. Sometimes it's pretty quick. But I think we just gained a little confidence. And having Ellie up top, putting the ball away, and then having the players we have just getting her the ball is just incredible because of how smart we play. And just understanding the game is just incredible to watch sometimes.
When you have someone like Ellie, you can see a lot of times she draws double teams just because of what she's got. But when that double team happens, you obviously get the look from that left foot of Emerson Elliott. And anytime you put a ball around her left foot, good things are going to happen.
Oh, definitely. When she first came to us, like, girls would watch in awe because she can hit a ball pretty much harder, most girls I've ever seen. So at practice with her shots and stuff, we'd do a shooting drill and they would just stand and watch and laugh and stuff, and it was funny. And I like that. Like, Ellie's not selfish, so she'll draw the double team, lay the ball off, and I think we move the ball around well. And Emerson's definitely lucky for us in the fact of she does have that powerful left foot, which is different than most people, obviously, because most people are always right-footed.
Your defensive line tonight was really big, but it allowed you at times, especially when you got that 3-goal lead, a lot of times you had every player across your midfield stripe playing up on the offensive side. And I was talking with Quinn, and he said sometimes the best defense is a great offense. And when you can really put the pressure on the opposing team, when you're always in that attack mode, it makes things very difficult.
Oh, definitely. I thought my defense played really, really well tonight, and I told them that. And we've struggled sometimes at defense this year, but I tell my players all the time, if we have the ball, they can't score. So, us pushing and attacking, if they're always on the defensive foot, then they can't really ever gain an attack, which helps us gain our confidence and things like that.
Well, you got one more game in the regular season before district play gets up. You head down to Lexington and Frederick Douglass. What do you like about the matchup there with the Broncos?
I like it. It's a challenge for us. I think they're ranked like 14th or something in the state, according to the Mauer rankings or whatever, and I think that's awesome. I think we need a challenge. I think we can stack up pretty much against anybody, and I'd like to see us do that. I'd like to go in with some confidence. It may or may not go our way, but I think just seeing if we could, that we can compete with these bigger teams will give us some good confidence going into tournament play.
Yeah, it seems like it's hard to believe. Here we are talking about postseason play a week away. It seemed like we just got the season underway not too long ago. But what do you like that you've seen from your team coming down the stretch?
I think that we're back on the uphill. I think after our losses in Gatlinburg, we kind of went downhill. But now I think we're back on the uphill again, gaining some confidence, playing well defensively and offensively.
I think the TV just turned off, MJ. I literally think that's the only thing that went off was the TV. MJ just gave me the
went sleep mode.
Nope, it's over here on the other side here. I think the TV got cold.
Yeah.
Well, I won't keep you long, but I just wanted to first off thank you for everything that you've done for us this season, helping us get us settled in for covering East Carter soccer, and for what a beautiful event that was here to honor your grandfather and the out supporting sport. It was very special to be a part of.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that we can have you guys out, and I'm glad that we had this opportunity for you guys to show us and that you guys are here. We appreciate you covering the event as well. That was close.
Oh, so close right there.
But yeah, I hope we see you guys some more, and stinks that you can't cover tournament play as much, but definitely continue on this throughout the seasons and see you guys out here.
Yeah, we're hoping that maybe the tournament coverage changes a little bit. We're working on some avenues that we'll see what we can come up with, but again, a good foundation to build upon, and we're looking forward to future stuff in the future. Which one? There we go. We lost power for a second.
Rogue ball.
I told him, I said, I can't use my hands. Just I'm not allowed to use hands. I think we're still on it. Everything, yeah. We kind of kidded about this. Is the very first game we did out here, we took a ball off the television.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But with that being said, it's been a pleasure, and we started looking forward to more East Carter Raiders coverage down the future.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, man, so much. Tyler Walker joining us here during the game. Hang on, MJ. You got it? There we go. I told you, MJ, I won't use my hand. Okay, sorry for the technical issues. We had a couple kids back here leaning up against a pole. And we're still unplugging our power. The good thing is, never drop service. We have a moment. A big thanks to all of our sponsors tonight. As Papa John's Pizza, All-American Graphics, River Cities Builders, A&A Porta Potties, Clark's Pumping Shops of the Tri-State. As that's the first ball that Breck Sargent has seen on a run out, I think, in probably about 30 minutes. Now East Carter trying to play it through. For some reason, throughout all of the times that we've had issues here with the power in and out, no, I see exactly what the issue is. For some reason, my computer, in the process of all of this craziness here, has tried to connect to the Wi-Fi for the school. And in the process, it is not letting the time update. So give it just a second here, and we will try to get the time updated. And there we go. Now we got the time updated. Sorry for the inconvenience there for the moment. All right, Foster Miller playing it up the near sideline, looking for Bishop up in the right corner. Bishop slams on the brakes. Nice little move there. Chips it to the back post. Looking for Grant Meanix. Meanix gets it off of his head. Curls it back toward the goal, and it rolls across the face of the goal, but he can't get it down. A great opportunity there by Grant Meanix, but Raiders can't capitalize, but they'll get a corner kick out of it. As Tyler Bishop, who put one in the air for the Raiders' third goal that went off of Gage Irwin's back head, he'll launch another one toward that same spot, and this time it's ricochets out of bounds, and it's this time a goal kick for West Carter. Two goals in the first half for the Raiders. One more here in the first 30 seconds of the second half. Now ball out near midfield, settled off to Bishop. Bishop pokes it through. Trying to play it off to Tiller. And now West Carter's Aiden Miller had it on his feet for just a second, but couldn't settle it through. Here's Riley Steele. Off to Bishop. Bishop in that right corner. Goes through a couple of defenders. Leaves it off there to Bramwell. Looking to McDavid inside. They'll go back to McDavid. McDavid tried to play it on his left foot, but couldn't make the grab. Now McDavid wins it in a physical battle. Takes it right side, launches it through the left side, and didn't get everything on it. There's Amos Witter stepping to. He'll bring it up to Meanix on that right corner. Meanix crossing it backside looking for Bishop, but stepping through and knocking it out of the way there was Aiden Duff. Great save there on the back line by one of the defenders for the Comets. Here's Meanix crossing it backside. Now Bishop in a sprint trying to save it. Goes with a slide and can't come up with it, so it's a goal kick for the Comets. Cool, and what was a very breezy night has turned into very calm conditions, but certainly feels much like fall. Supposed to be a very nice weekend, and except for now they're talking about the possibilities of the hurricane. I believe it's Fiona that has turned landward and is coming up our direction that could be bringing rains over the weekend. Certainly not what the weather forecast I was looking forward to after trying to escape to the campground for a weekend. Hard to cook on campfire with rain. I did it a couple of times this summer because I didn't have a choice. I'd just gotten the food on the fireplace, and it came a gully washer. Irwin nearly whiffed at that one, but the Raiders are able to maintain possession. Here's Riley Steele. A nice step through, touches it off to McDavid. Now a lead for Bishop. They'll go back to McDavid. Nice dribbling exposition here by the Raiders as McDavid goes down to that right corner. Trying to work through two men, loses the possession of the ball. Now Steele will have it. He'll chip it toward the goal. It's played off of the chest of Travis Jones out of bounds at a Raiders corner kick. Bishop connected with Irwin in the first 30 seconds of the second half. He launches another one toward the goal as this one's off of the head of West Carter's Aiden Miller. Bishop will try it again. That time it was that low line drive. Didn't get it way up in the air. Let's see if he tries to loft this one a little bit higher. This time he does, and it's off the side of the goal, and it's a goal kick for the Comets. Halfway home almost here in the second half. On a cool night in Grayson. Here at Bill Tickner Memorial Soccer Field. Bishop with the interception out to Patrick McDavid. McDavid's got a shot at the goal, and he puts it home. Patrick McDavid, after Bishop puts that one down off of the head and leaves it for Mr. McDavid, and McDavid finishes in the net for the 4-0 Raider lead. You're just shy of 20 minutes to go in the half. David did a great job on that ball of settling it, splitting a pair of defenders, and then just taking the open side of the net that the goalie had given him. So now 2 goals in each half for the Raiders, and their lead is 4. Here's Irwin, who had one of those goals, leaves it out to Bishop. Bishop will drop it back to Irwin. Irwin settles it at his feet and gives it a big swing to the left side looking for Meanix. Back to McDavid. McDavid playing it off to Logan Rice, and Rice loses it out of bounds. Trying to find a runner down the far sideline for the Comets. Meanix lobbing it backdoor, going for Bishop. A nice save there by Wes Carter. And then Ashton Tiller just sent one to the concession stand. Get me a hot chocolate while you're in there, my friend. And we've got 2 balls on the field again. All right, here we go. Let's go. Last 5 minutes is 2 balls. 2 balls, 2 goalies. That would be interesting. Low line drive out near midfield. Richards finds it at his feet, just shy of the stripe. Looks at a 2-on-1. Searching for a drop. Finds one. Gets it off to Gavin Sparks. But East Carter intercepts it. Ahead goes Tiller. East Carter kicks it out of bounds on the far sideline. It's a Raider throw. Sub in for East Carter. Rice goes off. That's Foster Miller back in for the Raiders. Here's Grant Meanix. Plays it into the center of the pitch. Blaine Bramble brings it to the right side. He'll drop it off now to Riley Steele. Steele back off to Bramble, trying to get him on a run, but missed him. Bishop steps to and swipes it away. He'll poke it through. Nice little touch one time. Left-footed kick, and into the goal it goes. As Tiller finishes with the assist off of, give me just a second until the young man turns around. I believe it was off McDavid. Either way, it's 5-0. Here's Bishop off his head. Vying for position, but loses it on the back row. Near side of the Comets come to Aiden Miller. I'll drop it all the way back to Duff. Duff crosses Fields. Tiller steps to, settles it on the left side, just outside the 18. Now turns it down onto the left end line. Looking back for Meanix. Meanix turns it, goes right side, sends it into the box. Now it's poked up into the air. It'll take a big hop and out of bounds on the near sideline. It's an East Carter throw in. Riley Steele will do the throw from this side. Bishop hemmed in, working on Aiden Duff. They're doing a little Texas two-step down in the corner, and they're going to earn a corner kick out of it. So Raiders with 3 goals here in the half, and this time Patrick McDavid's going to take the corner kick. And this usually is where they put Bishop on the back post, and they'll try to go at the big, tall guy's head. There's the ball toward the back post. They had Bishop diving in there, but he couldn't come up with it. And then coming up from the back row and launching a ball toward the net was Amos Witter, but it's too high and wide right. As we'll get line change subs for the Raiders. Benji Ferguson coming on. I'll get you some names here as soon as I can see numbers. Matthew Yates is in. Tate Akers is going to move up on the front side. That's Yates on the near side right here. A lot of the seniors getting a chance to get back on the field after a nice senior night win over Spring Valley here last time out. Short ball off the head of Isaac Owens. Now McDavid stepping through on the right side, working past Yates. He's got 2 on. He'll go to the right corner, looking for a chip back across the face of the goal. Now settles. He's got Ferguson on a drop. Ferguson takes a big swing at this one and never got it in front of the goal. Had a great idea there, just couldn't make the connection. 3-0. Let me try this again. 2-0 Raiders at the half. They've put 3 in here in the second half. They lead at 5-0. Girls victorious tonight, 5-1 in their matchup. On the far sideline, a slide tackle by a common defender. I can't tell you his name because it's not on the roster. Whoever number 4 is. There's a ball lofted toward the back post. There's Yates. And turning and firing it toward the goal was Tate Akers. And a nice save there by Alex Cottle. Akers trying to get a trash goal. That's when you just stand in front of the net, and this one's coming right toward us, and almost had the computer. I should have stepped up and used the header. I'm going to have to do that. One of my claims to fame of broadcasting, I was doing sideline reporting for a football game, and a ball got put in play, and as it came over top of my head, I OBJ'd it. I one-handed it, pulled it in, and held it in, and my partners up top were like, have you got any eligibility left? So Gage Irwin to toss it in. Brings it off to McDavid. They'll drop it back to Irwin. He'll try to cross the field. And Wes Carter chipping it up toward Richards. East Carter's with a new goalie in the net now. As Colin Pennington has stepped in. Here's McDavid. He's on a push now. Trying to find Yates on that right side. He's got him there. Yates has to turn. Drops it back to McDavid. McDavid off to the side. Fires it to the left foot and puts it in. Patrick McDavid makes it 6-0 and picks up his second goal of the night. $12:14-ish to go in the game. We say the ish because the official time is on the field. With no scoreboard, you hope for the best. We've been pretty close in the ish, though. I will give it that. Big thanks to our sponsors for tonight's broadcast. Clark's Pump and Shops, A&A Porta Potties, River Cities Builders, Papa John's Pizza of Flatwoods and Grayson, and All-American Graphics. 6-0 Raiders. There's a ball near side. Aiden Duff. He'll take it back to the far side now and drop it to the back line. Now Tate Akers steps to and makes a steal for the moment. Now he's got a run out as he tried to go down the middle. Here's a big swing of a leg that's a good angle, but it's wide left. And I have no eyes through my binoculars as they are fogged up. Riley Steele was the man that fired that shot. Jersey numbers that you can't see against binoculars you can't see out of. It's not a good combination. Raiders with several subs into the game tonight. Got some of their seniors in there trying to get some action late in this contest. Here's Yates coming out of that right corner. Ferguson's right there too. Looks like Brody Shear. I'll have to double check the number. It looked like that's who that was. Here's Tussey down in that right corner. Goes inside the 18, loses it for a second. He's got Steele there on a drop. Steele will take it, settle, go back off to Tussey. Tussey out of the right corner now. And now it's poked out of bounds, and it's a corner. So Caden Tussey will take the corner kick. Daniel Skaggs into the ball game now for the Raiders. Ball high up in front of the net, cleared by Wes Carter. Finds its way around Skaggs' feet. There's Steele. Had it into Braylon Flannery for just a moment. Now Wes Carter with a run out. Now the Raiders take it right back as Tussey streaks down the right-hand side. He'll chip it toward the goal, and it takes a couple of hops right into the goalie's mitts. Inside of 10 to go in the ball game. 6-0 Raiders. 4 goals here in the second half. Logan Price stepping to. Now Tussey gets a little roll to it and sends it up into the right corner. It went off the foot of Duff out of bounds. And everybody gets a chance to get in tonight. Skaggs tosses it in off the chest of Ferguson. Ferguson loses it for a moment, and as the Comets try to clear it, he goes off the chest of Skaggs out of bounds as it'll be a throw-in for the Comets. Now a whistle and a foul on East Carter, as taking the big dive there was Jacob Branham. So a free kick for West Carter inside of 8 minutes to play in the ball game. Raiders are going to move to 10-5-1 on the season. West Carter will fall to 3-10-1 with the loss here tonight. Now Yates with a momentary takeaway. A couple of Raiders coming to, and it rolls out of bounds right in front of our camera, which is operated by Lane Lee tonight, our executive producer, MJ McKay. Done a fabulous job as always. Don't back up too far, my man. Got a nice close-up look. There's Gavin Sparks. He just about backed into Lane in the camera. Listen, this is a contact sport. Anyone that says that soccer is not a contact sport has no idea what they're talking about. And that means the people on the sidelines are in play as well. Now a violation on the throw-in as the back foot came off the turf. So again, that's one of the calls that you don't get too often in the game of soccer, especially at the varsity level. So when you do a throw-in, first off, the ball has to go at least over top of your head behind you to make a throw-in to be legal. And then secondly, both feet have to remain on the ground. That you can drag the back foot, a lot like what you see like an NFL receiver trying to do when they make a catch on the sideline. They try to drag that back foot, but you have to have both feet on the ground when you release the ball. Now, the only difference to that is that you have a running flip throw to where a player will do a cartwheel and will flip the ball, and you don't see that often, but when you do, it's pretty remarkable, and it is a launch. It's like a catapult almost. I never tried that. If I tried a front flip, I'd be in the ER in about 5.3 seconds. I don't know if I could do a front flip off a trampoline. Approaching 5 minutes to go. Here comes the ball up the sideline. Hustling two there is Benji Ferguson. He's going to toss it in. He'll drop it off to Irwin. He says, give it back to me. Nah. Instead, Irwin tries to send it back across the middle. West Carter trying to get it up front. A whistle and a foul as fouls on West Carter. So it'll be a Raiders free kick as they'll get that one on Richards. Irwin takes it up the center. West Carter's defender steps two. There's Tussey. Four minutes to go here in the ball game. 6-0 Raiders trying to make it a shutout. Here on this kick for a cure night. That was Yates for a second, overran it. They try to play it back out to him. Yates scurrying around. And now Travis Jones wants to go upfield. He's got it out in front to Branham. Branham with a nice move, but then it's kicked to the far sideline. Here's a ball sent into the box. Irwin sends it out with his head. And then a shot off the foot of Jared Williams is gathered in the net by Colin Pennington. Trying to poke it through for Yates, but out comes the goalkeeper and scoops it up. Approximately 3 minutes to go in the ball game. 10th win of the season for the Raiders. The girls moved it to 12 wins this year. They've got a big task coming up against Frederick Douglass down in Lexington. Talking with Coach Walker, he said it's a challenge that he wants to see how his team can step to. Frederick Douglass ranked 14th in the state. It'll be a great opportunity to see where his team stands as they get ready for district play. And that's it. So the Raiders win it here tonight by a final score of 6-0. And they defeat West Carter here on this 2022 Kick for a Cure. Our cameraman tonight, Lane Lee. Executive producer, MJ McKay. A big thanks to Quinn Huddle, Tyler Walker, and, of course, Ron Arnett for joining us here during the broadcast, and all the great viewers here and all the great folks here at East Carter High School. Winners tonight are the Raiders. The girls win at 5-1. Boys, 6-0 win over the Comets. For Lane Lee, MJ McKay, and everyone at the Cool Hit Sports Network, I'm James Carter. Thanks for watching another exciting East Carter broadcast here on the Cool Hit Sports Network. Good night, everyone.